Don't know what to do, how to do it. Know that I should leave, but I hate it. Know that you're not,
Really? He puts it in 0 seconds remaining! He seems to be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness! What is this?
Doesn't get the touch. He's looking for Kato. He's got the oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Hold on. Surely this kid. Oh my lord.
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, Copenhagen on the goal line. He did
Nearly over.
your sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions.
Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League. And did you hear something? Oh, I did. It's playoff time, all right? And today, we're starting off the playoffs in one of my favorite leagues, the Prospect League. I'm here joined by my boy Chunklate. How are we doing today?
Doing good, doing good. We were both Prospect League players at one point, but some of us got better, some of us got worse. Uh, but it is good to be in the play-in bracket, Gallium.
Oh, yeah. Play-ins, super fun. And for those who are unaware of what the play-ins are, let me just go over them real quick, okay? So you have 4 teams. You have the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th seed. The 7th and 8th seeds have 2 chances to get into the playoff, the actual playoff bracket. So, for instance, if the Wyverns win tonight, they will play the number 2 the number 2 Gladiators, and the Bandits would then advance to play the winner of Minotaurs and Faded for that last 8th seed spot. So hopefully shouldn't be too confusing. I'm sure most of you are aware of the play-ins already. But in terms of the playoff/play-ins in the Prospect League, honestly, this probably might be better than Prospect playoffs last season. A lot of great teams we have here. And I mean, if I'm the Wyverns and the Bandits, I really want to win this game because I feel like you do not want to take on this Rooks team right about now.
Yeah, you do not want to fall down to play a team that has won their match as well, because if you lose this match, you will play the winner of that Minotaurs Faded, which will be a team with a little bit of momentum. And then if you do win that game after you lose, you will go on to play that Rooks team. And I would much rather play Gladiators than Rooks if I were a Prospect League player. It just seems like a way harder team. So both these teams should be gunning to win it tonight.
Yes, they both will. And to introduce our matchup here, we have the Wyverns obviously taking on the Bandits here, 7th, 8th seed clash in the Prospect League. Wyverns are going to rock with Dino, Postman, and King Koku. Bandits going to go with Jonesy, Ghost Bacon, and ECT Kakarot. So, hey, got some good players in this matchup, and I'm excited to see this Bandits team. I'm not too familiar with this team, but it seems as though Bandits, they had a pretty good season, pretty all right season, but unfortunately just couldn't make that playoff spot. And I was incorrect. It's not going to be ECT. It's going to be Rum Monkey as that third player for the Bandits. So honestly, I recognize a lot of names here. I think this is going to be a great matchup, probably one of the better ones of the night, right? I mean, you have probably my biggest sleeper team in the Prospect League, the Wyverns, going against a Bandits team who are looking to prove themselves as underdogs here and, maybe get a spot and take it all the way. You never know, John.
Yeah, I personally have played this Wyverns teams in scrims earlier, and they are not a team you want to let score on you a bunch because they will put in shot after shot. Their offense is so good, and once they go up, they can park the bus pretty well. It is not easy to get a goal on them. On the other side, you've got these Bandits who you've got Ghost Bacon, who was a novice player. He moved up to Chally, and now he's in Prospect. So expect to see his name. And then Jonesy, that is probably their go-to guy on Bandits. If Jonesy's playing well, then they should have a good time tonight. And then Rum Monkey, it's kind of the X factor. If he steps up, it should be good for Bandits here.
Yeah, I mean, out of this entire lobby, I will say Jonesy is probably the most improved player from season 12 to 13. So we'll see how this one matches up here. First ever postseason game of season 13 underway on your screen right now as we see Dino taking it across the pitch. Gonna get a 50 here post. He's up for it. He sends it up. Dino, can he get there? No. Jonesy's going to save that away. Now King Koku, he has an opportunity. Dino, he's up. Gets the bump, but no follow immediately. Rum Monkey going to take his time. He has a little bit of time. Gets a nice flick. He has about 50 boost. What can he make work for it? Rum Monkey, he can't get another touch. And now it's up to Jonesy with a full tank of boost to 50 it back into the Bandits' own end. And it seems as though right now both teams still trying to feel each other out. I mean, obviously it's a playoff game, a lot of stream nerds, but is Postman gonna peak here? He almost gets an insane flip reset. Both these teams, I mean, I'm not seeing a whole lot of stream nerds here, John.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of aerial approaches from Wyverns. We saw one from Dinosaurs. We just saw one from Postman. We've seen pretty good opportunities for them so far, but Bandits kind of on that back foot right now. They kind of need an opportunity to get a shot here, as they have been getting outshot now 4-0 in this game.
Yeah, 4-0 is definitely not a hole you want to be in, but as long as you're not conceding any goals, I'd consider that a little bit of a win. But Ghost Bacon, who was on the Banshees last season, wait a second, Postman might have an open net here, just barely misses, as that one could have been very dangerous. But as I was saying, Ghost Bacon, who was on the Banshees last season, he was a player that I really wanted to see succeed. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it done and make the playoffs, but I'm glad to see him at least in the play-in this time around, and I really hope he has a big game, or big performance in this series, rather, as we see Postman, one of my former teammates, take it across the pitch. Ghost Bacon gets, oh my goodness, that was a 50 of doom and despair back into Bandit's end. King Koku sends it down. Jonesy can't hit it, but Ghost Bacon there to save it away. Still have not conceded a goal yet. Can the Wyverns find that goal? And maybe they might park the bus here, because it seems like Bandits can't really play offense as King Koku rings it off the crossbar. That was a dangerous shot.
Yeah, this offense, like I warned, this Bandits team has kind of gotten going. They've showed incredible, I jinx it, and they'll score their first off of their 8th shot. Took 8 opportunities here, Gallium, but a great pass, just a little overcommit from Bandits, and they're able to capitalize here. They've had a lot of good opportunities. We saw an open net from, I believe it was Postman, but it was a hard angle.
Yeah, definitely a tough angle for sure, but I mean, Dino slots it in. I mean, he did not need to do the bottom right slot, but I mean, you just want to show off your prowess. And speaking of prowess, Rum Monkey, he not only dunks one, he dunks a second on that one. What a pass from Ghost Bacon, and Rum Monkey is just going to take it over too. What a play.
Yeah, Rum Monkey in a really good spot after that really initiation from Ghost Bacon. Able to follow up the shot with a double dunk and able to put it away to equal up this game.
Yeah, this game, it seems like this is kind of going to be the entire series here, just very close Rocket League, and that's what we love to see, you know, some entertainment to start us off early here, as we see Dino taking it down the pitch. Ghost Bacon going to defend it well. Jonesy gets a touch, gets a second. The ball is traveling towards the Wyvern's end, but Postman, he's going to get a nice touch. Postman gets it on the sidewall. He has about 30 boosts. Can he get the flip reset? He does. Gets it over one. Can Dino put it away? Ghost Bacon, incredible defense considering how low he was on boost. This ball might just go in. It hits off the crossbar. No one can get there. Postman a little awkward there. King Koku sends it down. Now it's Rum Monkey back there to defend. He gets blown up, and now Dino is going to take his time here. He gets it past one. A great play from him. Ghost Bacon, though, is going to cut it off immediately. He can't make the touch because he didn't have boost, and Jonesy trying to find a teammate with that pass, but immediately gets blocked away here. And the Bandits, they're starting to get a little bit more shots, but so far the Wyverns have 10 shots right now. I think if the Bandits want to win this game one, they're going to have to up their shot total here, and you know, I think the only way they can do that is if they just push up a little bit in the midfield. What say you, Chunk?
Chunk says that they've kind of slowed down the offense. We saw 8 at like the first goal. We've kind of seen them slow down this game, kind of make it more a neutral game, a lot of infield battle. And I think that is favoring more of the side of Bandits here, as they've gotten really good 50s as the ball leakers in front of the net, but they've had really good opportunities, I'd say, more so than in this latter half of the game.
I mean, right now they had a couple opportunities to score, but Wyvern's defense showing up and showing out. Haven't had to show up too much, but you know, when they have, they've really stepped up to the plate. Ghost Bacon's going to get a touch, gets a second. Postman a little awkward here. Dino, he gets a touch, sends it off the backboard. Postman tries to get it past another. He's unable to. King Koku gets a touch, tries to get another. He can't. Now, the ball is just still floating in the Bandits' end. Postman gets a touch. Can he air dribble it over another? Rum Monkey, great defense from him, but he's slowly falling to the ground, and Dino is going to put a screamer in the back of the net.
Yeah, really good little pop there from Postman. Makes Rum Monkey awkward. No boost. Dino strikes at the correct opportunity to slam it home and put them in front with only 11 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, what an insane goal. Can they get maybe another one? Can the Bandits score, rather? Rum Monkey, he takes it off the wall. He tries to get another touch, and the ball is going to hit the ground here. So Wyverns, they take game one in very close fashion, but I feel like they still kind of dominated this game in total. I mean, of course, the shots, but I feel like overall in the midfield, they were just looking super dominant, and it felt like they could do anything they wanted with the ball. The Bandits just played great defense, and if the Bandits can play great defense and still have that offense, I think Wyverns might be in for a little bit of some trouble.
Yeah, Jonesy kind of quiet that game. I feel like he'll warm up later into this game, but just a impressive showing from Wyverns. Really, I saw a lot of mechanical plays, a lot of solo plays that led up to other people scoring, and I'd say they had the greater teamwork here in this match one.
Yeah, it's not crazy to say that at all there, Chunk. Great analysis from you, as always. But going into this game, too, right, we're traveling to the train station. Goated map, by the way, probably one of the best maps in the game. Wyverns, they need to keep their foot on the gas, right? You can't let the Bandits have any sort of momentum, right? This is a best-of-5 series. So it's not a best-of-7 where you have a lot of time to really adjust to your opponent. You just need to play your style of Rocket League, and you need to play it at the highest level you possibly can right now. And it seems as though so far, Wyverns, they're doing a pretty good job, but Bandits, they're just right there. They're not out of this series by any means. I thought that game one was not indicative of how the rest of the series is going to go for them. So we'll see as game number 2 going to get underway. Here's Jonesy, gets a first touch, has a full tank of boost, gets a nice 50. Now Postman a little awkward here. He gets a nice touch. Ghost Bacon is screaming up in the air there. Rum Monkey gets a touch. Ghost Bacon, he can't turn for this. He doesn't have boost. King Koku with the shot. He can't find it. Postman can't get it there as well. Very close opportunity. Dino sends it up. The ball is traveling in the Bandits' end. Can't really find anything here. The ball's still floating. Dino doesn't have boost, but Ghost Bacon didn't know that. King Koku with a full tank tries to get a 50, but Jonesy pops it up above him. Postman, he can't find this touch. Dino, he gets it instead, and he's going to try to carry this down the field. He gets it past one. Can he get it past another? No. Ghost Bacon. Incredible defense from him. Seems like I've been calling his number on defense more times than I have not. He's been playing incredible on the defensive end here. King Koku sends it into the end of the Bandits. Postman gonna get a touch, gonna try to get a 50, and he's successful, but not probably the 50 that he wanted. Dino tries to get a 50, and he does. Now it's King Koku on the other end. Seems as though the Wyverns, they can't really find an opening here. I think the opening is gonna have to come via a 50-50, and I think that's what they're banking on here is, wait a second, Jonesy, 0 boost here, and oh no, an unfortunate miss from King Koku leads to a Jonesy goal, and the Bandits are up by 1.
Yeah, Jonesy caught in a 1v1. King Koku has a lot of boost. He has 0. And I guess he hit him with a shadow flick. Just not a whole lot of expected. I feel like King Koku had a lot of respect for him there, and just kind of let that one through.
Yeah, sometimes it just be like that, you can't really get the flick, and oh my goodness, well, talk about making up for it. King Koku just absolutely sent that ball into the back of the net. Rum Monkey gets an unfortunate touch, and he couldn't follow it up. King Koku just soaring through the skies and puts it away. Now it's tied. Bandits, they had their first lead in this entire series for, I would say, a solid 4 seconds. If they can get that number up, I think that'll bode well for them. We'll see, though, as King Koku gets a demo into Ghost Bacon. Rum Monkey has to control this. He does pretty well for himself. He's still up with it. Dino gets a nice 50. Can't find another here. Wait a second, he might just, his 0 boost is not a problem for Dino so far. Rum Monkey sends it off the side. Postman pops it high. Postman is unable to find another. Ghost Bacon maybe with the shot. No, he's going to opt for the pass. It's off the backboard. Sends it over to King Koku. King Koku gets 50'd out. Rum Monkey just winning all of these 50s, and oh my goodness, almost wins a third 50 right there. Dino doesn't have any boost. Postman's going to take it from him. Postman gets a touch. He gets bumped off of this, though, and Ghost Bacon is going to send it into the midfield. Jonesy, he beats out a defender. Can he get it past another? No, he cannot. Ghost Bacon, he sends it the way of the Wyverns. Postman gets a touch. Dino down the field. What a save from Rum Monkey. This man is incredible on the defensive end, and that is probably the biggest save of the series so far.
Yeah, screamer on net there. Rum Monkey just able to save, and they've kind of found themselves on the back foot now, but they've shown incredible defense both in game 1 and in game 2, but they do need to find an opportunity here to really, you can have the greatest defense in the world, but if you don't score, you can't really win.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many points you can, not allow, but if you don't score at all, it's I don't think you can win very many games, and it seems as though Bandits might be finding that out the hard way here. Although they might have an opportunity here as Rum Monkey takes it over one, almost doubles that into the back of the net. Rum Monkey peak would have fed families, generations even. Rum Monkey sends it up high. Has a full tank of boost still. King Koku sends it across. Rum Monkey with the demo here. Ghost Bacon gonna send it across. King Koku is gonna clear it out of his own end. Jonesy off the corner. Dino gonna get a touch over to King Koku. King Koku. The ball is not going to touch the ceiling, so Postman's going to go up for it. King Koku with one demo. Can't get Jonesy. Now a shot opportunity for Dino. Maybe top right, but a great save coming out from Ghost Bacon here. Jonesy, he gets a touch. No, he cannot actually. King Koku just beats him out there. Rum Monkey takes it off the sidewall. He gets another, tries to pinch it down the field, but I think he accidentally pinched it down into the mid. Little unfortunate there. That's probably something that happened to me. As Postman can't find the touch. Dino gets it to the side. Rum Monkey with the shot. He can't find it. It's a pass now. Dino clears it out. Postman, he needs to get this ball into the midfield at least, because the Bandits, they're building pressure slowly. Postman with a touch, but he gets 50'd out by Ghost Bacon. Rum Monkey over to Jonesy. An insane pass, but it's going to waterfall down. Can anyone find it? Rum Monkey can. And what a performance by the Monkey.
Yeah, what a great follow-up. Jonesy, I thought he kind of skied it too much, but Rum Monkey read the drop down perfectly and just kind of caught this Wyverns team off guard with such a beautiful read to set them up to take this game if Wyverns can't find another opportunity here.
Yeah, I mean, the pass to lead to that backboard opportunity was, absolutely electric, and then to finish it off. Great play, but still 10 seconds remaining. The Wyverns, they need to find a goal here to not have the series be tied at 1 apiece. King Koku down the pitch. Ghost Bacon doesn't have a lot of boost. Dino can't make the touch. Now it's King Koku. He gets it up into the air, but it's not going to be in the air for too long as the Bandits catch a Game 2 victory to tie the series up at 1.
Yeah, a lot more activity from Jonesy. A lot more, I'd say, better team play this time on the side of Bandits. They were passing, they were finding each other, they were reading the ball better. They even were able to outshoot Wyverns, kind of slow down that offense. And I think that is the recipe for success if you're Bandits. If you can slow them down and outpace them in this game, then I think you're set up for the rest of the series.
Yeah, I think that's 100% correct. And, as I said, Bandits, they weren't out of the series after that Game 1. I thought they played pretty well, but Game 2, they really came alive, and it had to do with the incredible team play. The Wyverns, they aren't rotating as well as they were in Game 1, and I feel like the Wyverns' rotations were never as strong as the Bandits. They just made up for it by better individual play. So they need to generate more opportunities by trying to get each other the ball. It seems as though they're trying to go for too many hero plays here as Jonesy sends it down. What a great clear, but Dino gets a touch, gets another. Can he get a third touch? He gets it over 3! Dino just absolutely decimates the Bandits' defense.
Yeah, another issue I kind of saw in Game 1, they kind of patched it up in Game 2, was third man always a little committed too much. I know that their first and second have been going for these pre-jumps, and if you don't get the pre-jump and get the hit, it kind of leaves that third man so awkward, and that generated a great opportunity there for the Wyverns, and just a great solo play by Dino.
That's a great pass coming out from Postman, but unable to connect there. King Koku gets a shot opportunity, but Rum Monkey gonna slow it down here. Tries to get a flick, unable to get one. It's Postman off the wall. Can he get a touch? He does. Almost gets the 50 into the net. Dino with a great 50 of his own. Gets another touch. Ghost Bacon pops it high. King Koku can't find the touch. And now it's up to Ghost Bacon with 0 boost. And Postman races back and gets it just in the nick of time. What a save from him. Jonesy Bounce shot. Can't find the back of the net, but this is going to be a very awkward ball to clear out. Can they do it? Rum Monkey. He can't find the back of the net. That was so close to being a Bandits goal to equalize, Junk.
Yeah, as Jonesy gets another great opportunity here. And the follow-up, they've had so many quality opportunities on that possession, but they don't want to get punished like they did earlier, Gallium, as we've seen a lot of aggressiveness from both teams. We saw another double commit, and you do not want to let up easy goals in these close series.
100%. You do not want to give up the freebies here, as it seems like all these games have been 1-goal games so far. So very close margins for both games, and it's a 1-goal game here in game 3. So there's definitely a pattern being generated here as Jonesy and Dino connect for a nice 50. Rum Monkey off the ceiling. He can't find the next touch. What a shot from Ghost Bacon. Oh my goodness.
A great little pop here for Rum. Gets bumped off, but Ghost Bacon up, finds the angle right over two Wyverns in the net. They're in prime position, but the power and the placement there from Ghost Bacon will tie up this game.
You know, I said I was looking for a little bit out of Ghost Bacon at the beginning of the game, and I think, I think I got it. I think I got it. But, there's always room for some more Ghost Bacon in all of our lives here. We'll see if that trend continues. But the ball, it's just gifted to King Koku. Jonesy already up. Can't find the touch. King Koku gets one. Tries to get a second, but Rum Monkey there to defend. The ball is traveling in the opposite direction. Dino clears it into his own corner. Postman with a nice touch. Tries to get another. He's successful. Postman, he can't find it, but Dino gets the touch. Dino sends it across the face of the net. King Koku with the touch of his own. King Koku, he's going to try to find a shot here. Instead, opts for the pass, and he almost was able to put it in the back of the net. Postman with one, with a second, but he can't find the back of the net. Great defense from the Bandits. We mentioned how we need their offense to step up. Now their defense is as solid as ever here. Ghost Bacon sends it across. Postman, he gets a touch, gets a second. We know Postman's mechanical, but he doesn't have enough boost to really make a play there. Dino with one, a great pass across, and King Koku is going to put that in 24-7.
Yeah, great pass here by Dino. Kind of caught that third man kind of flat-footed. Jonesy not expecting a close follow there by Koku, but Koku will punish that every single day to put them up 2-1, and I don't believe we've had a single margin of more than 1 goal in the series, Gallium.
That would be correct. That would be 100% correct. It seems like both these teams just really like close games. And, as the viewer, actually I'm not technically the viewer, but as a person who is associated with this match that we were watching on our screens, I say that I love a good entertaining series, and this one has delivered in every way, shape, or form. We'll see if Jonesy can't get a goal here, but first he's going to have to get past this Wyverns defense, which has been stout as of recent. Ghost Bacon sends it across. Rum Monkey tries to get it up the wall, and he's successful. Gets the 52. Now Jonesy gets a shot. Postman he kind of cut Dino there, but this is a great opportunity for him. Dino gets almost a touch. He can't find that one. Rum Monkey with 0 boost, acting like he has 100. Sometimes that's the way to go. Ball's off the ceiling. Ghost Bacon gets a touch. Dino gets the second touch, but it's off the corner. Rum Monkey with a great pass. Ghost Bacon doesn't have enough boost to get it up over the defense. Jonesy tries to pass it mid, but no one there to receive it. Postman is already up. What in the world? How in the world? Oh my goodness, what a touch coming out from Rum Monkey. And what a save it was. And this one might go in the back of the net. Dino with a Hall of Fame save. That one might just win them game 3. We'll see, though. Rum Monkey can't find the touch. King Koku's surveying for this ball, but Ghost Bacon's going to be the one to get to it first. Postman can't find it. Jonesy and Rum Monkey trying to get this ball into the back of the Wyverns' end. Ghost Bacon can't get the 50. 10 seconds left. Dino gets a 50 on Rum Monkey, and now it's Postman. Gets a nice 50 himself. Jonesy with 100 boost has a miscommunication with his teammate Ghost Bacon. Now all the Wyverns have to do is put the ball to the ground. This is still not on the ground, and it is going to be a chance for the Bandits here as Jonesy takes it all the way back, but he accidentally drops the ball in his back corner. A little unfortunate, but regardless, Wyverns what a defensive stand from them. And I mean, honestly, they looked great, and it seems as though they fixed some of their rotational issues and really started to trust each other in this game 3.
Yeah, they had such great trust in this game 3. We saw some double commits, but no punishment coming out from those. We saw a great defensive presence in the final minute and a half of that game there, Gallium. I believe no one got credited for saves on like any of those shots, but they're so quick to getting the 50s that they just put off the shot immediately.
Yeah, it seems as though the 50s in this series are just absolutely bonkers. Both teams just really going for a lot of 50s, and hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get a win here. And we'll see if the Bandits can't extend this series. Now, if they lose this game and the series, they will not be eliminated just yet. They will have an opportunity to play another play-in game to try to get in to face the 8th seed. But let's not worry about that right now, as we have game 4 on Forbidden Temple. A lot of wacky things happen on Forbidden Temple here as Postman gets a touch, gets a second. He tries to find a third, but Dino is going to get the ball himself, gets bumped. Postman a little awkward here. King Koku beats a defender. King Koku is still up in the air, but he doesn't have a lot of boost to work with. He's going to try to get a pass, accidentally gets a bump, but it might just work out here. Postman, he's going to survey the area, gets a nice touch back into the corner where King Koku is. That's that teamwork I've been telling you guys about. Wyverns are doing is, wait a second, this could be dangerous, but Dino does his best, faking impression, and he gets it away. This Dino gets another touch, gets a pass from Monkey, and is continuing this down the pitch despite having 0 boost. He finally gets a boost, gets it over 1. Dino over 2. I mean, he just tried to do it all himself, and that allowed both his teammates to get boost. A very high-level play coming out from Dino.
Able to kind of settle down the offensive pressure that Bandits had, to give your teammates some time to recover, maybe even score a goal on that possession he had. We've seen the solo plays as Rum able to score here, able to get a big beat. He kind of missed at first, but stays center. Not a whole lot of boost, so much faith that his teammate will get it there, and able to put it right around Postman and net.
Man, what a goal from Rum Monkey, and it seems like he's having a generational series so far. Rum Monkey's just been playing out of his mind, and hopefully that can net Bandits a game 4 win here, but still way too much time left on the clock here as Dino sends it off the backboard. Postman can't find the goal there as, a triple commit coming out from the Wyverns. This might just be open, and it is. Ghost Bacon gonna find a goal, and that is the first lead above 1 goal we have seen this entire series. Could that spell disaster for the Wyverns? We'll have to see here, Chung.
Yeah, they're gonna have to follow up this game to score 2 of their own just to tie it. But they've kind of shown too much aggression at times. This goes with both teams, and I'd say that's one of the only times they've been punished for it. But that is very costly when you are already down a goal in this game.
100%. Every goal matters, and it seems like no goals matter than more than the goals in this series that have been scored so far. As Postman sends it across the face of the goal. The ball is still floating in the air. Dino, he gets a touch. The touch is pretty sufficient. Rum Monkey gets it down into the end, into the corner it goes. Rum Monkey gets another touch. Now Ghost Bacon can't find the ball. King Koku gets it over 1. King Koku trying to find a pass. He's successful. Can there be a shot? Not yet, at least. Ghost Bacon tries to get it over 1, but Postman, great job defending from him. King Koku sends it down. Dino gonna get a nice touch into the side. As Dino gets another touch, tries to go for an insane ceiling play, and accidentally saves his teammate's shot. That is very unfortunate, but I cannot lie, pretty funny.
Yeah, unfortunate timing. I feel like his teammate kind of put it where he kind of out of position of where he could place it better, but I feel like with the opportunities they have had in these last couple drives, I'd say they are primed to score and make this game a lot closer than it has been.
Yeah, 100%. They're looking to really find a goal here, and so far the Bandits just parking the bus, not allowing that to happen. As Rum Monkey off the backboard. Dino Making a nice touch. Dino with another touch down the pitch. Ghost Bacon gonna get a nice touch. And now it's Dino with 0 boost again. Where have we seen this before? He sends it across. Ghost Bacon with a nice touch. Steals the boost from Dino. And he demos out King Koku. Rum Monkey gets a beautiful clear. This one is dangerous, but not that dangerous as King Koku is already ready for that one. Rum Monkey sends a shot, but it's not powerful enough to really, be threatening there as Dino gets a touch over 1. Can he get a second? He almost can as Postman with a great save. Way to get back there on defense. Less than a minute remaining. Can the Bandits take this series to a Game 5 to open up the play-in tournament? Rum Monkey gets a touch here. Tries to find another. He's unable to. Ghost Bacon with the pass. Jonesy with another pass. Can anyone shoot this ball? Ghost Bacon with the 3rd pass. Can we get a 4th pass? I don't think we're getting a 4th pass here. But no goal coming out from Bandits. But they don't need a goal. They just need to keep locking down on defense. I think that's what they're going to keep doing. But an opportunity here for Dino. He just doesn't have any boost. And that might just do it here, as the Bandits played incredible defense all game long, and they're being rewarded for it here as King Koku sends it down. 15 seconds remaining. Jonesy over to Ghost Bacon. Ghost Bacon tries to get another touch, but he is demoed for his troubles. Postman with a singular touch. Postman gets another one. Can he find the 3rd touch? No, he cannot. 2 seconds remaining. Pretty much a formality at this point, but Rum Monkey's going to keep it up. Try to, stat pad a little bit. Fakes it out. Ghost Bacon with a shot. And that one is just going to go wide here as Bandits take Game 4. And now we're meandering our way into a Game 5 at Champions Field. You can't really write a script better than this, right? Both teams have just been playing incredible back and forth action. But, the Wyverns, I'll have to say, are on the back foot here. It didn't look like they were very coordinated, and they let up 2 goals, and I don't think they should have. It was just lack of positioning. But Bandits, they capitalized on those goals, and they played amazing defense as they have this entire series. So, my thing with the Bandits defense is they don't allow a lot of shots to be saved. So you're not going to see Ghost Bacon or any of those guys have a lot of saves. They just play incredible in front, in their own end, to deny any of that high aerial nonsense, the shenanigans that Wyverns like to get up to. So, great defense from them. They just need to keep doing what they're doing. Hopefully they can take that into Game 5 with the Wyverns on their end. They just need to stop making these mental errors, and they need to play together as a team, try to get those passes out to each other. And, for Dino's sake, I hope he stops having 0 boost and trying to take the ball down the entire field. Give that man some boost as Game 5 is underway here. King Koku with a nice touch. Rum Monkey, can he find the double early? He just might, as Rum Monkey is just going to double tap it into the back of the net. Who is this guy?
He's shown why he is on this team and why he's starting. He's shown why he can lead this team, and he is the guy they have looked to, the guy who has answered. Up 1 here early, but I wouldn't count them out yet. We saw Game 5 from these teams earlier in the regular season, and Wyverns got away with that one, so curious to see how they can bounce back.
Yeah, we'll see. Here's King Koku with a nice save. Dino takes a touch. He doesn't have a lot of boost here. Gets it down the pitch. Just wait a second, a miss coming out, and Dino is just going to get a goal. What in the world happened?
Yeah, Dino, no boost. As we've seen many times before, Ghost Bacon just kind of floated. I feel like it was a miscommunication. I feel like he said, someone else get it. After he kind of missed and didn't attempt anything more, as we got a kickoff goal here, Gallium, as goals are flying in this Game 5.
Wow. There's been a lot of mistakes being made in this Game 5. A lot of nerves going on, of course. But if both teams just settle down a little bit, we might have a little bit more of a defensive-sided game. We'll see, though, as still 4 minutes left on the clock here. Jonesy sends it up high to the backboard, but if you consider King Koku as the backboard at that point. Postman gets a nice touch, still has a lot of boost, but can't find that one as King Koku sends it down. It's in the midfield. Ghost Bacon trying to make up for that little comm error that happened earlier. seems to be doing just that. Postman with the shot. Dino, can he find the redirect? No, he cannot. Jonesy on the other end gets a touch. King Koku is up with it. King Koku into his own corner. Postman can't find the touch. King Koku pops it high. This is an opportunity, and Ghost Bacon's going to take that every day of the week.
Yeah, Ghost Bacon making up for his mistake on defense and able to find a great speed off the pop to beat a King Koku off the mistouch. And they put themselves up 2 in this game 3, and no one has even tied a 2-game lead, so they put themselves in prime position to be that 7th seed unless Wyverns can formulate a plan to stop this momentum.
You know, we'll see here as Ghost Bacon taking a shot. What a save from Dino. Jonesy, the shot of his own, just goes under King Koku, and it's a 3-goal lead. The Bandits are slowly running away with this one.
Yeah, Jonesy left in this one-on-one with Koku. Koku redirects it in his own net, as you see the blue trail there. King Koku kind of getting caught out in these defensive scenarios as Bandits are able to pile on more of a lead here.
Yeah, they sure are. And I think the Wyverns' issue is they're playing too much bang ball. But the bang ball is where they bang it into the Bandits' end for them to take control. But there's no one else on the Wyverns really capitalized. Dino takes a shot, just barely misses there. Sent off the side. King Koku, maybe with a shot of his own, tries to sneak it in bottom right, but is going to be unable to. Dino with a singular touch. Gets another. What a pass for Dino, but Postman misses the ball. And that is such a crucial mistake. And Postman's going to want that one back.
Yeah, that is tragic. It was such a great pass. Got it around everyone. Just a really good open look, but not able to capitalize either one of their attempts. And they need those attempts as Bandits just winding down the clock as they kind of get caught on defense here, but they only need to make sure they don't score 3 goals.
Yeah, you know, I think they might just be able to do it. And, you know, the Wyverns' only goal came off of a Bandits mistake and Bandits error, but they just don't make any mistakes. I mean, it's pretty much wraps for this Wyverns team. We'll see what they can do as King Koku gets a nice touch. Postman's up with it. Postman to the sidewall. Jonesy gonna get a controlled touch here. King Koku 50s it back. Postman with 1. Tries to get a second. He's successful. Gets a lot under that ball, but unable to send it towards the net. Jonesy with a nice double from him. Ghost Bacon gonna try to send it towards the net, but it's gonna be off the backboard. All 3 players for the Bandits are going. We have not seen this kind of play for the Bandits, but you know, they're up by 3. They're feeling themselves. You know, why not? As Rum Monkey just misses the ball, and this is just another goal for the Bandits, just missing in their own end. This game is a fever dream.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of balls be redirected. We've seen a lot of insane balls just being hit off their own players, getting that trail, and not expected from these teams' players as Bandits find themselves getting capitalized on, but they've still got that 2-goal lead.
Yeah, we'll see if they can hold on to it here. And you know, why watch the College Football National Championship when you can watch this peak game that's happening in front of our screens right now? Game 5 action. Wyverns, they need 2 goals. I'm interested to see if they can't get a goal here in the next couple of seconds. As oh my goodness, that 50 could have almost been detrimental for the Bandits. Dino gets a touch, tries to get a second, but he doesn't have any boost. His ball's popped high though. Can King Koku get to it? I think he got bumped there. Rum Monkey with a great save. A great shot from Postman. King Koku fakes it out. Jonesy against Dino. The nice 50 coming out, but Rum Monkey's going to be there to clean it up. Postman with a nice touch. Tries to get another. He's successful, but Ghost Bacon going to 50 him out. King Koku over to Rum Monkey, who sends it off the backboard. This could be dangerous. Dino with the shot. Can't find the back of the net there. Rum Monkey continuing to have a great game. Great series, rather. As Jonesy and Rum Monkey going to 50 that one together to pinch it out of their end. Ghost Bacon with the touch. King Koku, nice touch of his own. Ghost Bacon sends it down. Tries to get another, but Postman is there for that one. Postman can't find the touch. Dino is there. Can he send it down the field in time? Can they score in time? It's an insane shot coming out, but an even bigger save from Ghost Bacon. And that one just might do it here as the Bandits, despite all odds, get this win in probably one of the most strange fashions ever, but they just looked so much better than the Wyverns in that game 5.
Yeah, such an impressive, an impressive start by the Bandits, and they're able to keep on and hold on to that lead. Rum Monkey playing incredible, incredible defense, incredible offense, leading this team, really, really showing Wyverns that if they want to get into this playoffs, they are going to have to go down and play the winner of that game, and that will be a rough plan for them if they do. Just because if they do win against a team that has just won, like I said earlier, that has momentum, they do have to play that Rooks team, and that is not a place you want to be. But this team has all the talent to really do that.
Yeah, I think they'll be able to. We'll see. But it was a great series overall. I think the Bandits definitely deserve that one. But they'll move on to face the Gladiators in the playoffs, 2nd versus 7th seed. Should be a fun matchup. But speaking of matchups, we're gonna get you guys to the next playoff game, or sorry, postseason game rather. This game was pretty intense, pretty awesome. But this next game might just be even better. We'll see here as. Chunk, again, thank you for being in the booth with me. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for casting with me too, as we got to see an incredible game to start off this postseason.
Yeah, I'm excited for the rest of this postseason. You guys should be too, so stay tuned. So we got a bunch of matches coming on after this. Peace out, y'all.
Got wandering eyes that I seem to follow. Can only stay still for some time. I've never aligned with the city's pulse, so that makes it easier to leave behind. I just wanna get to know brighter lights in Tokyo. Somehow hear it whispering that could be the one you're missing. I just wanna get to know brighter lights in Tokyo. Somehow hear it whispering I could be the one you're missing. Wondering why I don't know the feeling of walking through these streets like they're mine. Trying to find a way to new beginnings somewhere in a different life. I just wanna get to know brighter lights in Tokyo. Somehow hear it whispering that could be the one you're missing. I just wanna get to know brighter lights in Tokyo. Somehow hear it whispering I could be the one you're missing.
got you a penthouse on the west side. When will he learn that you're afraid of heights? And heard he got you a new Benz with the white wheels. When will he learn that you like to tandem bike? And I hate that I could love you with my eyes closed, kiss you with a blindfold, figure you out. I might hold you with my hands tight, show you how the right kind of figure you out. No, 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 no. I heard he got you some new friends with some big dreams. When will he learn that you already got your own? Oh, I heard he got you the front row at the rap show. When will he learn that you like the Rolling Stones? And I've been thinking of all the little things that you've been missing. When will you love? I could love you with my eyes closed, kiss you in a blindfold, figure you out. I might hold you with my hands tight, show you how the right kind of figure you out. No, 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 no. I could treat you so much better. I've known you forever, figured you out. I could love you with my eyes closed, kiss you in a blindfold, figure you out. I might hold you with my hands tight, show you how the right kind of figure you out. No, 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 no.
Literally, he puts it in 0 seconds remaining. He seems to be fighting hard for it. Oh my goodness, Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward, can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
Davis high off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this serious? Hold on. Surely this can. Oh my
It's
lord.
go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, open thing on the goal line. He did not win.
Nearly over.
Sweet. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions. Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our second matchup of the night. We just went the distance in the first postseason match of season 13, going all the way to game 5. And Ventus, the word on the street here is that this matchup might even be better than the last one we just saw.
I mean, I definitely think so. I think that both these teams are really, to me, playoff teams. I think whoever is going to go up against Phoenix is going to have a tough time still, because obviously the winner of this match plays Phoenix out of the play-in tournament. But these two teams, I think, are very close. Obviously, you have Pinnacle relying heavily on Kratos and Spartans having the duo that was there last season with Marv and Asaduk playing against Kratos, who was on the Spartans last season. It seems almost fitting that they kind of play each other in the play-ins.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought? I mean, what a crazy storyline there, Ventus. Kratos versus his old team here, trying to take him down. And it's definitely set to be a good one here. And as we're waiting for a couple players to join up in the lobby here, let's take a look at that play-in and playoff bracket here, Ventus, in that Titan League, where, you know, we got Pinnacle versus Spartan, that 7-8 seed, battling for a spot to take on Phoenix in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, whoever wins, obviously Phoenix is the 2 seed for a reason. They are a very strong team. But, I mean, with how these teams, I mean, depending on how it goes today, obviously, you know, I might even have Phoenix on upset alert, depending if whoever comes out on top of this match shows me enough prowess and that they have a high enough ceiling. I could definitely see these teams specifically upsetting Phoenix. I think whoever is going to end up losing will take on the winner of Venganza and Inferno. I think that they're in a bit of a higher tier. I think Pinnacle and Spartans are just a bit above that Venganza and Inferno tier. So I think that whoever loses this match is probably going to end up playing me in the Grand Masters as the 1 versus the 8 seed.
Yeah, no, I mean, both these teams are very solid. And I kind of agree with your assessment that they're kind of a step up above those other teams in the play-in tournament, Venganza, Inferno. But we definitely will have to see. And, there's a reason, Ventus, we fight in that regular season, try to get to that 7 and 8 seed, because now, winner moves on, but loser, they get another chance. This is the only spot in the entire postseason where you can lose and still have another chance. So a winner moves on to become the 7 seed. Loser will have to play again Saturday night in a winner go home match against either Venganza or Inferno, whoever wins that matchup. So definitely keeping our eyes on this one. I know both those two teams are tuned in, and I'm sure the rest of the tight league is all tuned in on this matchup here, Ventus. And I got to ask you here, who do you got in this one? There's a lot of predictions going down. People are throwing their channel points all over the place. It's it's a little bit split right now. And the Discord, they were kind of split, but leaning towards Pinnacle. So I gotta ask Ventus, in your humble, honest prediction here, unbiased, who do you think is gonna take this matchup?
It's really difficult. I think it's going to be a Game 5 either way. I could see Pinnacle winning, but my prediction is going to be with the Spartans. I think that between Marv and Acidoc, they have such a more dynamic offense specifically. I think that we saw it a little bit when Pinnacle played Nebula towards the end of the season, that their offense was just a little bit stagnated. It seemed like anything was only through Crate basically beating out the entire team and leaving it for Cynical and Lush to follow up. Obviously, things are different this time. We have Thigh Chad on the pitch. He wasn't there last time. And I think he adds a more dynamic approach. He's going to be much more of an enabler to allow Crate more time and space on the ball, which could be a difference maker. I just think that Spartans have a higher floor and potentially a higher ceiling. I think their ceilings are basically neck and neck. But I think that Spartans just have a little bit more of an edge for me.
Yeah, we were going to have to see here as we're just about ready to get things going here, waiting for the last player to hop in. But I agree. I think it's going to be a very close series, very exciting series. I got to give a couple quick shout outs before we dive into this one. Big shout out to Deddy coming back for 3 months, and also for Dr. Shadow gifting 5 subs. So much love to you guys, and a great start to the postseason thus far. So we are going to have to keep things rolling here. And let's get them joined on up here, Ventus, and let's get them rolling here for game number 1. We have Pinnacle taking on Spartans, a battle between the 7 and the 8th seed here, and it is certainly going to be a good one here as both teams are ready to dive in on the pitch for game number 1 on Sovereign Heights. We've got Pinnacle in the blue, and we've got Spartans in the yellow tonight. Pinnacle rocking with Kratos, Thigh Chad, and Cynical. And then the Spartans with Acidoc, Marv, and NK here. And Ventus, we talked a lot about this battle between Kratos and then his former teammates Marv and Acidoc here. But I want to talk a little bit about NK and Thigh Chad here. Those kind of third men here that really got to step up if either team's going to want to win this series.
Yeah, and I was talking with a lot of people before, just in general, about Titan League being the third men are the reason that teams are going to be able to go as far as they will. I think that based off of how NK plays and based off how Thigh Chad plays, it's going to be the difference maker. It's going to be who can pursue their play and playoff dreams. And I think, obviously, Thigh Chad is going to be that enabler type. We'll have to see if he's going to come out getting a bunch of demos. As I say that, we see one right there. But for NK, it's really going to be kind of facilitating and allowing Acidoc and Marv time on the ball. We're going to see a lot of instant challenges from Cynical and instant challenges from Thigh Chad, trying to get them off the ball. So if he's able to maintain possession and kind of force out challenges from those players so that Acidoc and Marv can have more time on the ball as well, that's going to be a huge difference maker for the Spartans team.
Yes, that one was a huge opportunity right there for Thigh Chad, set up by Kratos, but couldn't quite put it in. And there we see him trying to take a demo, and that guy definitely knows how to demo some people. Him and Cynical know how to get the job done in that demo department. Cynical top 5 in demos per game, and Chad not too far behind him there this season in those demos. But this one, an opportunity here. Chad not going to get up to that one. As a shot toward net, NK. Third man stepping up with a big save there. Going to try to clear it away, but he's going to get cut off by Cynical, who's firing towards the net. And oh no, it's going to be own goal by Asaduk there. And Cynical is going to get the first goal on the board.
Yeah, that's absolutely tragic for the Spartans. Luckily, it is in game one, kind of like a feeler game, but that's always a feels bad moment, especially when NK kind of gave the possession away. We saw him try to keep it off the corner, but he got too hard of a touch off that sidewall, and I talked about him needing to be able to force out good challenges from the opposing team and not just giving up possession easily. And, I mean, he did so right there, and it caused Asaduk to panic. Obviously, Asaduk 100% should have saved that ball, but you necessarily can't put all of the blame on him, as it wasn't that easy of a touch and having to go cover his teammate. So, obviously, that's what we're looking at. We saw ThaiChat opening up a lot of pathways with the demos, but we see NK kind of faltering a little bit early on, and it hasn't necessarily been the greatest acquisition for the Spartans, as they had KX previously, but I mean, I think they ended the season 4-3 in the 7 games that they had NK, so not really great results if you're hoping for NK to necessarily be the star that the Spartans needed.
Yeah, definitely got to try to step up here, and a tough first one to go in the back of the net. This is the postseason. Even though these are the Titan players, there are some nerves in this one when you're in the postseason. This one, not quite a win or go home just based on how the play-in tournament works, but this one you want to win. You don't want to have to put your season on a do or die Saturday Night Rocket League showdown. As this one, another big miss comes through. Kratos, but it's gonna be saved again. Asaduk gonna make up for it, and really uncharacteristic here from the defending champions in Spartans. A lot of mistakes. The Cynical's looking for a bump there, but NK is going to come back. Kratos, another shot, going to be saved away. But again, Ventus, Spartans looking a little shaky right now.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously that's all come from Asaduk. He has not gotten the best touches. It was an awkward read off the back wall that he wasn't able to read. But, I mean, you're looking at your top style player, your 2K plus, to be able to get those reads no matter what. You got to put full faith in him. And I think it's all come down from how much pressure this team has been. I think ThaiChat has been a great replacement. I love Lush as well, but I think ThaiChat gives them such a more dynamic play. And again, he's made so much space for this Pinnacle roster so that Crate and Cynical can just continuously take shots on net. And they have basically held down the Spartans to their own half for 80% of this game, accumulating 14 shots to Spartans 2. So the addition of ThaiChat really showing out in this game number 1. We'll have to see if it continues for the rest of the series.
Yeah, but despite all the shots here, they only find themselves with a 1-goal lead, but not for long here as the bumps come through, and it's NK that ties it up.
Yeah, and it looks like just a little bit of an overcommit. A good bump on that last man in ThaiChat with 0 boost, but it seems like a little bit of an early commit out of Cynical. His teammate in Kratos hadn't fully gotten started back towards net yet. He was stealing boost and kind of taking a slow rotational path, and ThaiChat no boost left on the map whatsoever. And, the bump from Asaduk on that last man back really solidified that. The good play there from the Spartans, and it just goes to show you don't necessarily need quantity of shots, you need quality of shots. And with that great shot there, even though they are being outshot crazily, it is still a 1-1 game, and without that own goal from Asaduk, we'd even be Spartans in the lead. No! That might be another own goal, but off the post, Asaduk lifts the fight another day, because I'm sure his teammates would have been pretty upset at him for after that one.
Oh my gosh, it looked like he was trying to do that there for a second, but this obviously not, but almost a crucial mistake. Fortunately, it rings off the post there, and now Spartans with the last opportunity before overtime, but the ball will touch. And OT is upon us here after a crazy game at number 1. And Spartans looking to steal this one away. But Kratos with a big block here. Gonna get that one. Looking to pass it across ThaiChat. Trying to find the dunk. He's gonna pop it up towards the net. It's just floating. Asaduk a little awkward again there. But this one's still gonna be cleared away. ThaiChat drops it down. Diving in. Pinnacle trying to keep that pressure going as that boost is snagged there. Asaduk now going over the top. He's going to beat by 2. Is there a follow-up? It's towards the net, and NK is going to finish it off, stepping up big, and the Spartans going to come through with a Game 1 victory.
Yeah, I was going to say check the channel points and see what Asaduk bet on to see if he bet on Pinnacle, but, he made a great play, completely made me stop my train of thought with that, and I mean, able to beat out 2 defenders, an awkward read for Kratos, and he was low boost as rotator back towards net. And overall, that a good play once again from Spartans. Pinnacle had so much pressure throughout most of the game. I mean, you see how many 17 shots. But, I mean, Spartans were able to hunker down, were able to get the saves, were able to create good challenges for each other. And even though they had Chad who opened the path for a lot of these shots, we need to see more conversions. Maybe we can see some more passing. We saw a pass from Kratos to Chad that almost netted into a goal, but Marv obviously was that brick wall on defense that stopped everything. But, I mean, something's got to change for this Pinnacle offense. So even though they're getting so many shots, they're not netting any goals. And that's been the biggest thing about this Pinnacle offense is it just stagnates over time. You're getting used to Chad going for demos. You're getting used to Crate going for only solo plays. That you need to see some switches up. And maybe Cynical is that. Maybe Cynical needs to connect the two. Maybe he needs to go for more passes and maybe play less demo heavy and kind of connect the way Kratos is playing with the way Chad's playing just to try to get some more creativity going. But with the way things are going currently, it just seems a little bit too easy for the Spartans to read.
Yeah, no, the Spartans, they were making some great reads. Oh no, Kratos, he's going to get in the way of the shot there. And Pinnacle, that one is going to be a tough one right there as they had the net and mistakes on both sides here in the game number 1 and now in game number 2 here, leading to goals not going in the back of the net as a tough one there. And Spartans, we saw in the last game, Pinnacle had 17 shots, but the Spartans had 13 saves here in that game number 1. And that one, going to chalk it up to a Pinnacle save there. This one got a little dangerous, but still going to make the touch as the ball's floating down. But this one may have caught the third man out in Cynical, and that one is going to be a free shot for Aciduc. He sends it down, and the Spartans are going to strike first.
Yeah, and it looks like they just were not able to read the fake from NK, leaving it for Acid. I'm not sure if we'll call it a fake or if he just missed it and it worked out. But both Cynical and Crate playing to the side, waiting for the touch from NK to the wall, and when it doesn't come through, and both are basically cherry picking towards that touch, and it just completely throws off the defense, allows that open net, and this might be another shot, but going to be saved away by Cynical. And yeah, a lot of nerves coming out from both. I'm seeing a lot of uncharacteristic mistouches from a lot of the high salary players that I'm not really expecting. I mean, we saw that own goal out of Aslog. We saved the save on the opposing team's net from Kratos. And, you know, obviously they're going to settle down as the series get further, but it's not something you want to see going into the early part of this game. You got to hope that your teammates can step up, and even though you're not playing to the best of your ability, that you're just able to get the win.
Yeah, got to find a way. This is the postseason here for both these players. I mean, a lot of players in this lobby with postseason experience. We, mentioned Aciduc, Marv, and Kratos from last season, the Spartans, the defending champions, and Chad Cynical. They were teammates last season on Arrival. Cynical, a big reason they were able to make it to the grand finals there, one game away from winning the rival championship. NK, really the only unknown here, and he's actually been the one that stepped up the most here with a couple of goals as he's trying to find something there, but not quite able to do so. Here is Aciduc to the sidewall. Touch doesn't come through. This one shot towards the net. Marv gonna make that touch. Follow-up coming through. Shot towards the net. Marv gonna be able to parry it away as Kratos gonna snag that boost and the ball here, trying to get it by Aciduc, but Aciduc going to clear it a long way. This one's sent back in. A little bit of a double commit comes through as a demo opens up a little space for the Spartans to carry that one through. Now sent towards the backboard. Aciduc going to find a touch. Marv spawning over here. This one off the backboard, but Aciduc still able to keep it out. As Cynical and Chad find themselves in the same spot again. Aciduc versus Kratos. Kratos going to get the better of him this time. Going to get also the better of his former teammate Marv, leaving it up for a shot there, but just can't quite put it on target there for Pinnacle, as we're now down to a minute 45 remaining. This ball flowing down the midfield. Aciduc going to grab it. Chad coming through, trying to take a shot, but not quite powerful enough to do so here. And Ventus, with the time ticking away here, Pinnacle looking to try to find another goal. They've only been able to score one so far in this series, and still looking for another one here in game 2.
Yeah, and it's what it's come down to is I've seen a lot of these times, especially with Thighchat and Cynical, they're low boozed and coming in as that third man, and they're just forcing a shot when there's not really an opportunity. All the players from Spartans are back and they're full boost, and instead of trying to keep possession and wait to find a better opportunity to take a shot, they're just throwing the ball towards the net, hoping that the ball just kind of finds its way through, and it's just low percentage plays. They're not actually getting good quality shots. And so it's very easy for the Spartans to have 2 or 3 men back to make saves, even if they are low boost. And it's just been time and time again where we see, a couple lackluster shots coming out, even though Kratos has been doing a phenomenal job and had a couple opportunities where he's put it off the backboard for his teammates. There just has not really been much good follow-up, and the follow-up that does come through, it seems very forced.
Yeah, I agree with you there on that third man. And now Pinnacle, final 30 seconds here. Got to try to find a goal if they're going to want to send this one to OT. Spartans pressing to try to find that dagger. This ball pops up for Kratos, looking for the shot, sending it towards the net. It's off the backboard. It's going to be floating there. This is a big opportunity. Trying to drop it down, but no, they can't quite get it down. Cynical, the ball didn't fall down far enough. He was a little bit too early on it. And now Pinnacle again, got to try to take this one around town to bring it back here. This ball pushed back into their zone. Might have an opportunity. Last one back is Marv, but he's going to find a great touch. A demo coming through, and the dagger goes the other way for Marv. He puts it in, and the Spartans up 2-0.
Man, I was really thinking Cynical was going to be able to score that one. He puts it off the crossbar. That's one, unfortunately, you cannot miss, because that was the difference between them losing this game number 2 and them winning this game number 2. And Spartans just seem very content with playing defense. They don't feel threatened by Pinnacle's attacks at all. And Astok has done a great job of getting good, valuable demos. I mean, obviously Thighchat is known for getting a lot of demos, but it seems like maybe he's going too far out of his way. And when there's multiple players back from Spartans, it hasn't really done that much or added that much value that we see. But Astok getting bumps on the last men back when they have an offensive counterattack and they catch Pinnacle out of position has been so much more threatening than Thighchats have been. So even though they're very even on demos, we just see that Spartans are able to take a much more convincing lead. And I mean, once again, I talked about how Pinnacle just seems to be forcing a lot of their offensive attacks. That's what they're doing. They just keep doing it. They keep just trying to see if a shot can randomly find its way on net, and that's really why they're down right now. That's all I can say.
Yeah, no, I mean, they did lead the shot department once again, 8-4 in their favor for Pinnacle, but not on the scoreboard there in that game, as Spartans up 2-0 in that last game and 2-0 now in the series. And Ventus, now we got to try to find a way, if you're Pinnacle, to bring back a reverse sweep against a Spartan team that pretty much just shut down your offense there in the last 2 games. Only 1 goal despite 25 shots, in those last 2 games. Only 1 goal to show for it. So I know we kind of touched on it here, but is there any other ways that maybe Pinnacle can break down the Spartans defense and find their way into the back of the net?
The biggest thing I see is the Spartans are crowding the goal line and the backboard. They are very much willing to give up that midfield and just play the shot on net. You need to use that to your advantage. Take the time in the midfield. You have the ability to control the ball close to their net, and they're not doing so. They have the ability to look for infield passes. It's not getting shut down at all. The couple times that have been pass attempts have worked out really well. They've put on really good shots. Obviously, the saves have just been a little bit better. But it's something you gotta work more as a team instead of 3 individuals, and that's really, if Pinnacle can figure that one out, they become that much more dangerous, because not only do they have that pressure and the good shooting, they have the ability to pass and change up how they're playing. And if they're able to do that, then I mean, Pinnacle could very easily come back, because it completely takes out the reason of having all those players on the back line and the backboard. And so they'll have to play less people in net. They have to play the midfield more, and it gives you better chance for those shots to be on target. But until then, Thighchat had a good reset, but the pass option was there to Cynical, and it allowed Marv to get a free save because he didn't use the pass to the best of their ability. And then when they passed, the Spartans right there doing exactly what I said, is pass it into the midfield, because both the members kind of getting back. Obviously, it was kind of a mistouch by Cynical, but it's night and day difference between playing as a team and playing as individuals.
Yeah, the Spartans really connecting in that duo. Marvin Asaduk fitting well here with NK in this series. And now off the ceiling, Marv trying to find something cynical. Gonna cut it down, trying to stay with it. Gonna push it off the corner, just one man back. It's NK. He's a little awkward, and Marv gonna help bail him out. But that was a great chance for Pinnacle on the overcommit, but could not quite put it through. And now Spartans trying to find another one. Pinnacle again. Not only find themselves down in the series, find themselves down in this game. Gotta try to work their way back. A demo comes through, can open a little bit up here. This one to the ceiling, trying to get to the backboard is Kratos, but that one cut down. The Cynical trying to get up to this one, can take it off the backboard, gonna pass it out. A big demo opens up some space, but Kratos forced to race back as Asaduk gonna grab that one, trying to flick it around, but the ball still gonna stay in the Pinnacle end. As NK now looking for this one, trying to fire it across for a pass. Kratos is going to cut that one down. The ball pops up. Kratos, can he send it towards the net? He does, but Asaduk there. These shots just not quite enough to get on target. The Spartans defense, again, is just holding so strong here, Ventus. 2 minutes in, Pinnacle, again, firing some shots, but the defense from the Spartans is still just holding it down as another backboard clear comes through.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, it's not that Pinnacle and their shots are bad by any means. They are putting some great shots on target, but the composure from this Spartans team, they aren't double committing at all. I don't think I've seen them double commit once on defense. They're playing so composed. The follow-ups are coming through from the defensive side of the ball. They're waiting for the team to get the save so they can follow it up and get the clear. They're playing so well off of each other. This defense is not one to be scoffed at. They're basically playing perfect defense. I mean, besides that one goal from Asaduk, they have not allowed Pinnacle anywhere near their net, and it's really just been how well this defense has been holding up, because I think Pinnacle would be able to roll through a lot of other teams by playing this fast, aggressive, high-shooting play style, but because Spartans are so willing to play defense, and their defense is so strong with their belief in each other, that there are just no holes to capitalize on.
Yeah, and even if there is a slight hole, it's quickly plugged up there by the Spartans' rotations. I'll be able to quickly rotate back. They've done it very well so far as Nychad sends this one up. NK is trying to get back. Redirect attempt is going to be denied away. Cynical had a shot, but again, a great recovery, a great save. And this one's flicked up. It's dangerous. It's going to go underneath. Kratos somehow, some way, gets it by 3.
And, you know, I guess I spoke too soon and cursed them, because as soon as I said I hadn't seen them double commit at all this entire game, they instantly go and do it and then fall for fakes. And it's a great play from Kratos. I cannot deny that. But I talked about how good the Spartans teams had been off playing with each other, and oh no, that's so tragic. The 50 goes right to Asaduk in the midfield, and Kratos just not able to get back. The shot from Asaduk completely turns over the new lead Pinnacle had, and even though they were finally able to break through the Spartans defense, which has not happened much, it seems like they're already back on the back foot. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should just stop talking.
Hey, maybe keep talking about this. More goals, more goals. We love to see goals. We love offense. Nychad is going to return a quick kickoff goal of his own, and yeah, right when it seemed like Pinnacle might have been out, they find a return to sender there, and now have it tied up at 2-2, so able to break through again here. But now, can they lead it to a win and try to start this reverse sweep, or can the Spartans close the deal here and pull this one off here? A little bit of an upset as this one's sent down. A shot from Asaduk, denied away just in time there. Almost found its way on the net there. A minute remaining now. NK taking this one up. He's going to take it over the top. Cynical. He's going to find that touch, but Marv right back to it. Cynical gonna block it as a big pinch. Drops that one down. Marv gonna find a touch. Nychad looking to send it out, trying to find that pass. It's just a little bit wide. Kratos not quite ready for it, as Nychad is gonna dive in and gonna find that 50. This one comes off the ceiling. Touch comes over the top from Marv. NK is there looking for that shot. Kratos is gonna deny it away here as we're down to the final 30 seconds of regulation. Pinnacle trying to find one more to send us to game 4. Spartans looking to end the series. Asaduk, he's sending it down. It's back towards the Pinnacle net. This one 50'd out. When he pushed back in, Kratos sending it down. Cynical finds a demo. Could open up a little bit of space here as a pass attempt comes through, but Marv, he's going to cut it off. They're sending it down. Flip reset. NK down to Marv. Cynical, he's able to cut it off just in time there. And now Pinnacle trying to find something here on the counter. The ball rolling up to the backboard, but NK taking control, sending it down to the corner, and we have got overtime here, Ventus, in game number 3.
And I could not ask for a better overtime. I think this shows that Pinnacle is here to play still. They're not willing to go down easily. But Marv with a reset gets a flip corner shot in, and that is game. Oh no. I mean, a beautiful reset gets it past Chad, and Kratos kind of left in no man's land with no boost. Marv finds the bottom corner, and that is the dagger. Even though I said this could go to 5, Spartans said, we don't need 5, we only need 3 to get the job done. And their defense is nothing to be scoffed at. I think that they're going to go up against Phoenix here, and Phoenix is going to have a really hard time scoring on Spartans with how well and cohesive their defense was.
I mean, wow, what a performance from the Spartans there. I mean, really, it was all defense, Ventus, in that series from the Spartans. I mean, game 1, denying 13 of Pinnacle shots, getting a couple more saves. I think total. I was trying to total the shots there, but the saves well over 20 there, Ventus, in this series, probably nearing 30 for the Spartans in that one. I mean, the defense really just held Pinnacle down. And I mean, it wasn't just easy saves either. I know we talked about Pinnacle, taking a couple of bad shots, but they were making some really clutch saves, Ventus, at the very last moment.
Yeah, I mean, the one I can think of the most was NK had the pre-jumping save on that pass play that I thought was surely to be a goal, but I mean, Spartans, they played phenomenal. They held their ground on defense. They waited for their options on offense and capitalized when they needed to. And I mean, really, that's all they needed to do to win this game. I would have hoped Pinnacle would look for more passing options, but even when they did, the couple times they did, Marv was all over it in the midfield. He was able to get a touch on every single pass and able to cut off all of them. And so it might not have even mattered. It might have just been a team diff for the Spartans. And I mean, they're looking dangerous. They're looking dangerous.
Yeah, no, and if I'm Phoenix, I'm getting a little scared right there, knowing that this Spartans team can lock down on the defensive end like that. The defending champions are gonna move on, gonna secure their playoff spot. And I do want to bring up the bracket one more time, Ventus, just to kind of take a look at it. Won't be updated as of tonight's matchup, but Spartans moving on, become that 7 seed. Now Pinnacle gonna have to play on Saturday night.
Yeah, and they will go up against the winner of Venganza and Inferno. Both teams in an interesting spot. Inferno kind of on a bit of a hot streak, as their addition of G has really allowed them to make a couple upsets. Venganza, a little bit faltering, but they had a couple good wins to end off the season, a couple necessary wins to secure those spot in the play-ins, and maybe they found something out. I know when the Grandmasters played them, they weren't in the best of times, but I think LK's found some newfound confidence. They found a little bit of a play style that works for them, and I think that one's gonna be a very good series on Wednesday. Whoever's gonna win that will take on Pinnacle, to then take on the Grandmasters. So not necessarily an easy match, if I do say so myself, but if there's any team to get hot, I mean, Pinnacle and Inferno both beat the Grandmasters in the regular season. So
yeah, so we're gonna have to see that matchup. Pinnacle's gonna be waiting to see who they're gonna play with that match happening on Wednesday, and then Pinnacle next play on Saturday on that one. But again, congratulations to Spartans. A great performance from them. Lockdown defense leading to a 3-0 sweep there. And that is going to carry us to our next matchup of the night here. We got another great one. I know I was talking with Gallium about this one a little earlier. He was very hyped to come back in the booth for this one because we're heading to the Challenger League, where we have Flame taking on Bishops. Two great teams here. With a lot of storied history in the Nemesis postseason. So they're going to be ready to duke it out here, see who can take that 7 seed. So we're going to take a short break. But when we come back, make sure you guys stick around for that one. It is going to be another great one here. We have Flame, we have Bishops coming at you next here. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will see you guys in a few.
can feel this tide choke my neck and I just wonder why I'm buried in a suit I'd never buy, a suit I'd never buy. Cufflinks on my wrist, I can't act surprised when the shovels hit dirt in the earth. Did they start to die? Since I 17, I've been looking for a place to make me be complete. I've been looking all alone out there for anything to make me feel alive, bring me back to life. Cufflinks on my wrist, I can't act surprised when the shovels hit dirt in the earth. Did they start to die? Since I 17, I've been looking for a place to make me be complete. I've been looking all alone out there for anything to make me feel alive, bring me back to life.
Walking on the moon.
One moment to escape. And you're walking on the moon. I've never been. Dance again. All our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some levels that I've never been.
opportunity. He puts it in. 0 seconds remaining. The team's gonna be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness, Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. Place this he's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. Backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this serious? Hold on. Surely this kid. Oh my
It's
lord.
still with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, Copenhagen on the goal line. He did not win.
Nearly over.
Sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions.
Hello, everyone. What is up? Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League. I'm your very best friend, Gallium, and today we have a Challenger League matchup that is sure to turn some heads. Bishops taking on Flame. I'm here with my boy Rockerman. The commish and I are about to get into some Chally action. How you doing, Rockerman? Yeah, you know, I think honestly, both these teams are just really, I mean, you have a lot of dark horses in Chally, but I think these two teams definitely are the probably the closer teams to being a dark horse than most other teams. Flame coming into this, I mean, the beginning of the season, it looked like all hope was lost, but they picked up some key pieces and now they're chugging along. Bishops, same thing. I mean, they went through, I want to say like 7 roster moves or something ridiculous, like in the first couple of weeks. So they finally found their stride with whoever they wanted, and they got it done. And this matchup is going to be It's Tricky, DMAT, and Bunks on the side of the Bishops, taking on Floofy Courses and PRC, I believe. I think Fuse is actually in there, so it's going to be Fuse, Floofy Courses taking on Tricky, Chef, and DMAT. Okay, there we go. We're good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Both sides are about ready to go, so we might kick this off soon-ish. And I just need a prediction from you, Rockerman, since you know all. Oh yeah, 100%. You know, I think both these teams are ready, and you know, some postseason action is ahead of us, and I can't be more excited than I am right now. I'm shaking with excitement. So we'll see how this one turns out, but the opening kickoff is going to go the way of the Bishops here. DMAT, new to the Nemesis Gaming League, I believe. I'm not really familiar with him, but I could just be, you know, forgetful unk here as Tricky sends it off the backboard. DMAT sends it down himself, tries to get another touch for Courses there for that one. Courses, former rivalry player for a rival. So, you know, that's not confusing at all. So he's been there, done that as, oh my goodness, what a save from DMAT. Floofy sent it on target, and it was immediately blocked away as, you know, Floofy coming in to this game. One of the new-ish additions to this Flame roster. You know, I think him and Fuse were add-ons. Same with Courses. So pretty much this Flame team was constructed entirely pretty much by T-Man. So shout out T-Man. But this ball is floating in the air. Fuse can't get a touch. Courses is going to be up for it. Instead, Fuse to the backboard. Chef going to be able to save it away. Chef was a prospect player last season and unfortunately couldn't make it happen in the playoffs. But this season, on a starter, he's a starter on a Chally League team and looking real hungry for a postseason berth, or postseason win rather, and hopefully a playoff berth if that all works out. Courses getting demoed by DMAT early. Tricky, gonna miss that touch. Floofy sends a touch to the sidewall. Fuse demos DMAT. It's now up to Courses. Can he double? Oh my goodness, yes he can. Courses with an absolute worldie to start us off.
And that's a great pass. The midfield course is coming through with a double. And Gallium, I got great news. I finally figured out that my mic does work. I have to press the unmute button for it to work. And we figured it out. And now, yeah. It's a little known trick. You got to press the unmute button. You can't just click around it. You have to click on the unmute button, and then it unmutes you. So we figured that out. And yeah, I still. You know what? Maybe it's perfect time, Gallium, to change my prediction and say Flame in 5.
You can't do that. No.
I'm just kidding. I'll stick with the Bishops in 5. That was my prediction for those curious. But I think it will be a very close one, considering Flame did beat them not too long ago in the regular season, and with a great double from Courses right there. I mean, hey, starting out strong, getting that first goal of the postseason.
It was an amazing play by Courses, and we'll see Tricky. Oh, hello. Wow, that was insane, as Chef can't find the shot that Floopy can't. Wow, some things are happening in front of the Flame net, that's for sure. As this ball tried to travel into the back of the net, Courses, an amazing save. Courses and DMAT both fighting for goals and saves, but Tricky is going to be the one to put it in the back of the net. First goal for this Bishop squad in this series goes to the man, the myth, the legend, Tricky.
Yeah, I know that man very well here, being on Ascension last season in the postseason. We've had a great regular season, not the postseason success that we were looking for, but he's still a great player and definitely one to watch out for. As this one, a wide open net, but Fuse, he just misses it, throwing it off the post there. And that one, a tough miss, but yeah, Tricky, he's definitely a leader of this team. Once they got him on this team here, Gallium, it was a big turnaround, winning their last 6. He was definitely a big reason why.
Yeah, for sure. I think that if you have a player like him, you can't really go wrong. And it seems to be not going too wrong, as I guess, both teams are tied up right now, but it seems as though Bishops finally found their stride here a little bit, as, oh my goodness, a little bit of an unfortunate 50 coming out there. It's Tricky. Can't find the touch against Floofy. Floofy trying to find it. Cannot get a touch himself. Fuse now over to DMAT. DMAT flicks it over one, but can't get it past Courses, who barely misses the top left banger. What a chance gone by the wayside, Rocker Man.
Yeah, another big chance, and that's the one thing here, Gallium. When we're in the postseason, it's this one. When you pinch across your Courses, try to fire it back, but you can't miss your opportunities. We talked about it a lot in that last series, as Fuse is not going to miss his opportunity to put this one home and give his team the lead.
That is an insane shot from Fuse, first of all. You really got up to that one, and in a hurry. I mean, top shelf. I'm not going to lie to you. This does not look like a game between two play-in teams, if I'm going to be completely candid with you. Both teams are looking really incredible. The goals that are being scored right now are very high level, and indicates to me that I feel like both Flame and Bishops are definitely looking to have a very sneaky playoff run this time around. But we'll see, as DMAT gets a touch, finds another one, pinches it off the sidewall. Tricky there to recover that one. Fuse sends it down. Flame having the lead. Can they park the bus? As an unfortunate miss comes out, actually, and Fuse gonna put it in the back of the net. That's not what you want to see. I think that might have been Chef on the defensive end.
Yeah, that's just a big miss right there by Chef, unfortunately so, as this one's going to be sent to the back by Fuse. Can't quite make that mistake there. Probably just rushing it a little bit, maybe a little bit of stream nerves on that end here. Stream nerves, postseason nerves as well. It all comes into culmination here. First postseason match, but I think as things kind of go on, I think Chef and company will gather back in, but Flame, they are a team that is most certainly going to capitalize on any mistake, as Fuse is trying to find a massive dunk here with 41 seconds remaining here. Bishops got to find something to try to break through.
They need some sort of real spark here. No pun intended towards the Flame Boys, but they need something to really get this one going. It's less than 30 seconds remaining. Fuse, the nice touch. DMAT with the touch himself, but he gets bumped off of that one. Chef can't find it. And now Flame cleared out, 15 seconds remaining, as Tricky gets an unfortunate touch off of bouncing off the back wall. Fuse up the corner of the wall. Tricky trying to find the touch. It's pretty much over. Flame taking game 1 by 2 goals. Definitely not the result that I was expecting, but I think Flame, they're looking real good right now, and if Bishops don't adjust and adjust quickly, I think it might be a long series for this Bishops team.
Yeah, I mean, again, another team starting out super hot there. 14 shots from Flame onto the Bishop's net, forcing 8 saves to come through, but just not quite enough. And this wasn't this one isn't one of these games, Gallium, where it was a lot of quantity but not quality. This was quantity and quality, and a big reason why Flame was able to get 3 goals, and they looked really solid in that game number 1 there. Just a lot of great offense, a lot of great shots, and finding each other on the passing plays as well a couple times there. So Flame still looking really good, and Bishops, you got to bounce back here in game number 2. You cannot afford to go down an 0-2 hole here.
Yeah, you can't really afford anything close to that, if I'm going to be completely honest, because Flame, they're capitalizing on everything so far. His course is going to take a touch, trying to get it past DMAT, but unfortunately not going to be able to. Chef sends it to the corner. Floofy going to get a touch himself. Tricky on the backboard, can't find it. DMAT now trying to get a touch. He's successful. Chef really looking for him to bounce back after that rough game 1. Hopefully he can find something moving forward. Tricky sends it over, but Course is going to get a nice 50. He gets another 50, but Chef out 50s him there and gets another 50. Fuse is very awkward on this one. This could be dangerous. Tricky on the other end. Tries to slide it bottom right, but is unable to. DMAT with a single touch. Fuse and Floofy up for it, but they're both unable to make contact here in the defensive end. Tricky sends it to the backboard. No one there really to have a dangerous chance. DMAT demos out Floofy, and now the Bishops have a free ball. Tricky with 100 boost, but he's going to get demoed by Courses. This could be a very dangerous play as Courses just eliminating the defense, but he forgot about DMAT, arguably their best player. I think if you're going to demo most of the Bishops, I would say get DMAT as one of them for sure.
Yeah, you got to start with that DMAT guy. I mean, he's been creating the offense here in this one, and you definitely can see he's a very mechanical player. I talked about Tricky being a reason why the Bishops were able to come back here, but this guy is pretty good too. Is just going to leave it there for Chef to try to take a shot on net, but still denied away. And yeah, if you're Flame, you can cut down DMAT, and if you're Bishops, the opposite is true. You got to get DMAT going here. This pass comes down, another double commit comes through from Chef and Tricky there, trying to put on the offense, trying to break through, but not quite able to do so. As this one bar down, gonna be hit out by DMAT and saved away by the Bishops on the goal line.
Oh my goodness, we've seen some insane saves this series, but I don't think any of them compare to that one. There was 3 Bishops players who helped make that save, and that's kind of a unique stat, you could say, as Courses tries to take it slow, but Chef is going to back pass it to DMAT. DMAT takes his time with the ball, gets a single touch, trying to get another. He's successful. He has the carry, tries to get a pass. He bumps one away, but Floopy going to send it down. Chef going to almost get bumped by Courses, but eventually gets the clear into his own corner. Fuse going to 50 it with Tricky. Chef sends it to the sidewall. It's Floopy up with it to the back wall. Floopy 50s it out, and now Fuse has an opportunity to do something great here, but gets demoed out for his troubles. DMAT sends it high. DMAT almost gets to it as Chef has an open net and is going to take that every day of the week. What a goal from Chef. And, this Bishops team, they're starting to get going a little bit here, Rockerman.
Yeah, they are. Just a high ball, quick ball kind of towards the net, forces that double commit. Fuse has to hit it into the ceiling, and Chef is right there for the taking. Nice, easy one to gobble up for Chef there. Able to put it in, and hopefully that's going to get him going as the series goes on. As Tricky is looking to style on everyone and everything in his path there as he flicks it over the top of 2, and Bishops now up by 2.
Wow, what a flick coming out from Tricky. That's that ground game dominance that you see out of him. I've played against him a couple of times. He's very dangerous on the ground. He's about average in the air, I would say, but on the ground, he's probably the most dangerous player in Chally, to be completely honest with you. And, that's just the price you pay for having Tricky on the other team. So hopefully Flame can get it back here. They're down by 2, but we've seen crazier comebacks as Chef. What a beautiful touch and a pass from him. Tricky tries to send it up high, but cannot get there. It's in the corner here. Fuse off the sidewall. Fuse carrying it into the midfield. Floopy is going to be there. Floopy bangs it down, but DMAT is there to recover it. DMAT can't get it past Floopy as he still has a decent bit of boost, but is unable to get it past him. Fuse attempting to 50 him out, but it's not going to go here. Has a little over 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. Both teams still trying to find a goal here. you know, to either ice this game or crawl closer back into this game as Forces gets a nice dribble. Forces trying to go for the bump and is unsuccessful, but close try from Forces. Floofy gets it past one. Chef sends it down. Tricky now to the right side, trying to find DMAT in the midfield, and he is successful. Courses sends it over. Tricky can't find the touch. Now Courses pops it high. Chef pops it high himself, and now the ball is just floating. Tricky and DMAT gonna both fake it out. DMAT off the corner, sends it over, and Chef gonna, oh my goodness, send it bottom left, and Chef making up for that game one big mistake and probably playing the best out of this Bishops team. Just an insane 50 from him.
Yeah, no, I felt like Shep was going to come back in this one. It was a tough game one, but get some confidence back there. A big 50. That was a great pass by DMAT, able to set it down, and Chef just had to get the muscles out there, work it up a little bit, and battle through. Able to put in another goal in the back of the net and pretty much secure this game for the Bishops. Flame gonna need a miracle 40-second comeback here, but I mean, Bishops a lot better in this game. We saw them able to really attack on the offensive end, and Flame, they didn't really have the same offense that we saw in that game number one. Bishops kind of turned the tables on them.
Yeah, you know, Bishops really flipped the script, if you will. You know, I know you love your scripts, Rockerman, and
oh yeah,
you know, I have to say, I mean, very well written script so far in this series. It's more likely than not going to be tied here 1-1 in the series, unless some insane miracle happens. But Bishops take game numero dos and have tied up the series. And you know, we knew this was going to be a good series, but Bishops, you know, they started off a little slow. They eventually got back on their feet, and they seem to be like a team that is going to be threatening to this Flame defense. And Flame, they not only need to play better defense, they need to get some opportunities going. They got outshot pretty heftily in this game too. So we'll see if they can't find their way back into this series. Hopefully they can find some magic like they had in that game one.
Yeah, no, again, in that game one, Flame was the dominant party there with the shots, and in this game, 11-6 in favor of the Bishops. They really kind of turned it around, and it wasn't even that they were just getting a lot of shots. Again, you know, I'll speak back to quality here in that game too. The Bishops had a couple of great passing plays in that last game. Obviously, you saw Tricky with the solo play, but they can kind of do it all, and that's why I picked the Bishops to win this series in 5. Is I feel like they have that X factor. They have kind of that fully well-rounded play style there. They can really do it all here, and you know, a good game 2 win. But Flame, if we know anything about them with courses and that aggressive offense there, they're going to come out swinging here, Gallium. I would be surprised if Flame does not come through with the first goal here. I really expect some full-on aggression to try to bring it back to what they did in that game 1.
You know, I'm expecting that kind of pressure, and I honestly think that pressure comes from the man himself, Courses. You know, he seems to be the most dangerous on the offensive end, especially not only the fact that he can air dribble it into the Bishop's net, but he can air dribble bump very effectively, and I think that is something that is very dangerous, and you don't see that a whole lot in Chally. So I think that could be a tool that he could pull out of his toolbox and be effective. But Fuse gonna get a great save there, great positioning from him. Fuse sends it out. DMAT gonna get a nice 50. Tricky there to receive it, but Floofy, amazing speed there, gets to it just in time. Chef gets a touch. It's over to Tricky. Now Floofy has to take it all the way back into his own end. Gets the touch. Gonna try to send it down. Is anyone there but Floofy? No. And Floofy's just gonna get the 50 himself. Seems like a 1v3 at the moment, but Forces is going to take this ball and almost put it in the back of his own net. That would have been one of the most ridiculous own goals of all time, Rocker Man.
Yeah, I mean, it was very close right there. He's fortunate that his team was back and ready, and the Bishops weren't quite ready to pounce on it. But again, so far, so early here, Gallium, Flame is getting that pressure towards that Bishop's net. I feel like they're moving a little bit quicker, finding each other. See Fuse trying to get there. Good speed by DMAT, but I feel like they've had a lot more pressure as they're just trying to give it away here as I speak. But so far so good here. A minute 30 in, still tied, and just gotta try to put a ball in the back of the net here off some passing plays.
Yeah, we'll see if that can't be done here as Bishops struggling a little bit to get any offense going, but they might have a chance here. Chef puts it under 2, but can't find the back of the net there as it bounces a little to the side. Almost a goal there. Tricky with the shot, can't find it. Chef now with one touch. Tries to find another and is unable to. DMAT, one touch himself. Fuse gets bumped away. And now Fuse can't really hit this one. He doesn't have enough boost. Chef gets a touch. Can't find a double. And Tricky just going to put it in the back of the net. That Bishop's offense, once it gets you, it's real suffocating to get out of.
Yeah, and Tricky with that boost steal in the corner there, steals that one away from Fuse. And by stealing that boost, it allows him to be aggressive, to turn in, to use that boost and dive right back for the ball there. And that directly resulted in that goal there. The sustained pressure from the Bishops, the boost steal, boost starving, it worked out to perfection there to give them the lead here in game number 3.
You know, it's a big shift, honestly. And, you know, they've scored 4 unanswered goals so far, and that's just not a good sign for Flame, as DMAT just seems to be taking it past all the Flame defenders right now. Chef gets a nice touch. Tricky up for it. Fuse misses that touch. DMAT almost gets a nice shot off of the fake from Chef. Forces now. 0 boost. Grabs a big boost pad. Sends it over. Tricky. Gonna get a touch. Tricky with another touch. It's off the sidewall. Now off the corner. Tricky gets another touch, but it's a 50 across the net. DMAT unable to put it away. Courses. It's going to be on top of his car, but he's not going to be able to find anything other than what he just found. DMAT pops it high. Gets it off the corner of the ceiling. Just taking his time here. He knows he only has one back. Tricky can't find it in time, but a great pass, great opportunity from DMAT, who has been outstanding this series so far. And Chef having the dunk of his life. That is gross.
Oh, that is just nasty there. Off the ceiling, coming through. Watch out, Floopy. Chef is getting higher than you are right there, and he's putting in the top of your net there. What a massive dunk to give the Bishops a 2-goal cushion.
You know, Chef doesn't need any Flames to do some cooking, right? You know, he does it by himself, but wait a second, Fuse. Bottom left corner, there might be some life for this Flame team.
Yeah, no, off the kickoff here, a nice pass by Floopy, sending it over, and Fuse, this is a perfectly placed shot there. He's coming from that left towards right, shoots back to the left there, kind of a fadeaway shot with pace. It would have put in the bottom left, and that's just a well done shot there, and he's got to make a well done save as Floopy is going to get it away, but play him right back into this one.
Yeah, 100%. That was a little too close for comfort, but, you know, we'll see how the rest of this pans out as Fuse going to do a tactical fake here. Floopy into the corner. Courses now with an opportunity. What a great save by Chef. Floopy now can't find the touch. Chef is still behind the ball, but with 0 boost. DMAT, the singular touch, gets it over Courses. Can he find anything else? No, he cannot. Floopy gets it down. Off the sidewall it goes. Chef gets a touch. Chef, he's up with it. Gonna fake it out for DMAT. Very high level play coming out, but unfortunately not gonna be bear any fruits here for this Bishops team. Chef gets a touch, trying to find another great 50, but is unable to. DMAT sends it off the sidewall. Horses gonna dribble it down himself. He has a decent bit of boost, and wait a second, Flame, just when you think they're out of it, they come right back into this one. They've tied up this game too, and looking to maybe shock the Bishops a little bit here.
Yeah, and Tricky, I'm not sure why, but he decided to dive on that ball in the corner. He already had DMAT on that one, decided to dive as well, and unfortunately for him, wasn't really close. That's a great pass by Courses, able to set it up, and Floopy to finish it off. And Flame, that offense, they're starting to find it here at Gallium at the end. Only 30 seconds remaining in regulation. Might see our first overtime here if we're not too careful.
You know, we might just, as, you know, both these teams, they're really, I mean, impressive how Flame has come back, but, I mean, even more impressive how Bishops came back from that game 1, and, oh my goodness, hello? Okay, Chef's kind of feeling himself right now. It's 8 seconds remaining. Both teams trying to find this game 3 win to put them on match point. Courses down into maybe the grass. Chef keeps it up with one pinch, tries to get it over another. He does. Can Tricky be there? It's off the backboard. DMAT! He puts it away. The Bishops win game 3 in very heart attack fashion.
And I think Chef was actually trying to let that ball drop in the corner in Gallium, but just like Foam way back in Season 1 with the Bishops, the ball stays up But this time, it is a good result for the Bishops as they take it the length of the pitch at 0 seconds to put it in. What a play by them. Able to send it a long way. And a great win there. Able to snatch it back right when Flame had it. You know, they take it right away from him, Gallium, and now one win away from moving on.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been high on Chef. I've you know, he's always been a phenomenal player in any league he's played in. But it seems as though he's just came into Chally and really found his identity as a player, and it's showing up into this game 3. I mean, you want to be the best version of yourself, and I think Chef is very close to the best version of himself. We'll see if game 4 isn't we're again peak Chef. You know, you never know. But Flame, they came back into that last one, and honestly, I think that they can still put up a fight. You know, they only lost by 1, and the fact that they even brought that to overtime is a little mind-boggling to me. But they know how to fight, and I would not count them out just yet, Rockerman.
No, definitely not. I mean, they played really well there, and it seemed like they had the momentum. There's Chef trying to peek on him right there, Gallium, as you say it. But yeah, in the Flame, they had some great offense there. They just couldn't quite close it out there. They kind of let themselves come back a little bit too late in that game. So for them here, if I'm Flame, I want to start out early with that offense. Find this first goal, put the pressure back on the Bishops, and, you know, give yourself some momentum here on Forbidden Temple.
100%. You know, you gotta, you really just have to find a foothold here in game 4, especially if you're Flame. You know, going down 2-1 in the series, you need this win to stay alive. You just have to use your play style that you feel comfortable with and play it to the best of your ability. And I think hopefully we'll see that in this game 4. Zmat on top of the hood of his car, pops it high. Tricky almost just gets a generational dunk, but unable to find it. Chef gets it off the side. DMAT gonna find the 50 here. Fuse sends it across. Of course, it's a little awkward here, but Fuse is just gonna do it himself so far. DMAT with a touch, and very interesting bounce that ball took, but DMAT still just bumping people. Cannot find the back of the net. There's no shooter available. Chef going to tactically fake that one. Floofy sends it down. Now it's DMAT with a singular touch. Gets another, but fakes it out for Tricky. The ball is floating towards the Flame end, and Floofy going to make a great save on the Flame end. Courses can't find that touch. Fuse pops it high. Courses sends it down. Tricky going to have to recover this one. He misses. This could be an opportunity here. Courses over to Fuse. It's not going to go. DMAT. An amazing save coming out from him. He's just been spectacular for this Bishops team as Floofy sends it across. I feel like Floofy doesn't get enough credit either. I mean, Floofy has been so clutch and is really the spearhead in most of these attacking plays. We'll see if Floofy can't be the difference maker for Flame in this game 4. Chef gets a touch, fakes it out, and Courses gonna have a touch here. Courses, a little bit of a bad bounce for him. Floofy tries to get a touch. It's in the corner now. Gonna try to get another one. Chef pops it high. Tricky gonna get a touch himself. And now Courses able to get this touch, just a barely over DMAT. But DMAT's gonna get it at the end of the day. But, you know, 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this game, halfway through. And Rockerman, I'm curious to know your thoughts on who has the upper hand here.
I mean, right now, the Bishops have definitely been putting on the majority of the pressure, but I feel like Flame is only one counterattack away, and I really like that you mentioned Floofy as Fuse is going to slam that one off the crossbar, because I also agree with you that Floofy is kind of this unsung hero. A lot of people talk about Courses leading this offense for Flame, but really, yeah, I feel like a lot of it relies on Floofy. We know what Courses can do, very mechanical, but Floofy has kind of been there in the defense. He's been there in the midfield, ready for these shot opportunities, and kind of let his team get a chance here. And I mean, still, deadlock even here, 0-0, you know, with about just under 2 minutes remaining here. Flame, they need to find the goal next here at Gallium to try to force this game 5. They're still holding on, but, you know, the longer you go on, the longer these Bishops stay around, they can definitely, you know, put a dagger into your hearts here.
Yeah, 100%. You know, we saw it in the last game in 0 seconds. So, you know, we'll see if this Bishops team can't find the back of the net to end this series right here, or Flame can extend it. I am very curious to know, because I could not predict it even if you held me at gunpoint. You know, both of these teams are just so good right now, and the momentum just swings so often that it's very hard to tell. As Fuse, an amazing shot, but Floofy is just gonna say, "Oh, captain, my captain, may I steal this goal?" and take it right away from him.
Hey, you know what? That's a great shot. And, you know, Gallium, when it's postseason time, you secure everything. It doesn't matter. I always told my teammates when it's postseason time, you can steal all my goals. I don't care as long as that ball goes in the back of the net. And I'm sure Fuse feels the same way there as they might find another one. And Floofy gets that one too to put it in the back of the net. Up 2-0, trying to force this game 5.
Yeah, I mean, a great pass from Floofy on the last goal, but this goal, just the heads-up awareness, and I mean, Floofy was just in the right place at the right time. Great play coming out from Floofy, and now Flamer up 2-0. I wouldn't say they can coast, but I feel like their defense has been very good, and probably the best it's going to be is, wait a second, I say that, and 2 players accidentally backflip. Tricky going to get a nice pinch. Chef is up, gets a touch. He can't find another one as Fuse gets under him. Floofy sends it down. DMAT gonna send it right back into the midfield. 45 seconds remaining. Courses can't find much with that. Chef sends it down the field. Gonna control it. Fuse gets it over. That's DMAT's ball. DMAT, can he double it? Oh my god, triple. Hello. That would have been disgusting. As it seems like the net is just wide open, but Tricky gonna have to race back and play some quick defense, but accidentally passing it to Flame and Fuse. Oh my goodness, this guy's a sharpshooter.
Yeah, he is a sharpshooter, and I mean, Tricky's trying to get this ball, but it's right out to Fuse, who just sends it over the top of the defense, and that is great pace right there, able to send it in the back of the net. Well played, well placed, and now poised to send us to game 5.
I mean, look at Fuse, man, so inspirational. You gotta love what you're seeing out of him. You know, I know a lot of people looked off this Flame team, looked off Fuse, but I mean, this Flame team is looking better than ever, and they just secured a trip to Game 5 and an opportunity to win this series when all hope seemed lost at the end of that Game 3. We'll see what happens in Game 5, but for now, they're just playing a little game of keep up here. Never mind. Of course, this just is done with that. So we're going to head over to Game 5, but speaking of this Game 4, I mean, I listen, guys, I know ball, all right? You know, I mentioned Floofy and how he was an impact player, and, you know, he wasn't so much behind the curtains this time. He was very apparently probably the best, one of the best players on this Flame team. Fuse played well as well, but, you know, Courses did what he needed to do, right? Like, he was an incredible role player, and it's always nice when you're the most mechanical player on your team and probably the most gifted mechanically, and you could just sit back and let your teammates do what they need to do and just play support, and you guys dominate. So I think he's totally okay with this result, but Bishops, they need to find something to quell this Flame offense that's honestly just been destroying them as of late. I mean, they just haven't capitalized on any of their opportunities. I don't know about you, Rockerman, but I honestly, I think if you change your prediction to Flame in 5, I think you might have been right. I do think Flame might take this Game 5.
Yeah, you know, maybe I should rely on the Game 5 merchants in Flame. Gallium, they, out of their 18 matches this season, they have played 11 Game 5s on the season here. And their record in those Game 5s, 7-4 here. Bishops only partaking in 2 Game 5s, 1-1 record. And you know, Gallium, these two teams have also played each other in a Game 5. That one went to Flame here. You know, the Game 5 merchants, can they close it off? They've had a lot of great pressure here, but can they seal the deal here? Move on to the 7 seed. It's time to find out.
You know, we will see as this ball is up. DMAT has an opportunity. As what a save coming up from Courses. I need some defensive Courses taught by that man right there. What an insane save from him. But Bishops, they're still threatening here. Chef gets it down the pitch. Floofy, a great clear away from him, but DMAT still on it. 0 boost though. Gonna send it towards the net. Courses sends it up high. It's gonna be an awkward bounce. Tricky's gonna be there. Tricky can't get this one. Chef and Tricky both double commit here. A little bit of lack of communication here. Floofy gets a touch. DMAT unable to find this one. He has a bit of boost though. His Fuse gonna cut this one off, but Tricky is there waiting for that clear. Courses sends it down. Fuse unable to get there. Courses might just do it himself, but a great save coming out from DMAT. And it seems as though this Flame team picking up where they left off, but honestly, I will say Bishops are looking much better than they did in Game 4, Rockerman.
Yeah, no, I think they understand here is, you know, we can be aggressive. We can hold this Flame team in their end. They did it so well, you know, earlier on in this series. And, you know, they're trying to bring it back here in this Game 5. And it's always important, Gallium, you know, whenever I'm in these Game 5, these Game 7 situations, I always tell my team, we got to get this first goal. Whatever it takes, get this first goal, get this momentum on your side. It's such a crucial thing here, where one mistake, one goal can make the difference.
Yeah, 100%. As someone who's participated in their fair share of Game 7 playoff matches or postseason matches, it definitely does affect the game. But I feel like for both of these teams, it won't matter who gets the first goal. I feel like they're both proven that they can battle back from adversity and adjust on a moment's notice. So we'll see what happens here, but still no goal on the board yet. Tricky sends it down. Floofy almost gets a touch, but it's going to be a little awkward here. DMAT pops it high to Chef. Fuse gets a 50. This could be an opportunity. Courses sends it down. Tricky with a nice save, but it's an awkward rebound. Tricky going to be on top of that. Floofy gets it down the field. Is anyone there but Floofy? That is a resounding no, but Floofy tries to send it in himself. DMAT, another great save from him. DMAT has just been playing out of his mind on the defensive end. Sends it across. Oh my goodness. You talk about a game changer. There's not a bigger game changer than DMAT right now.
Yeah, no, it's a defense to offense. On that defensive end, Gallium, he stood strong there. He didn't fall for a quick shot fake. He waited for the shot to come, makes the save, then takes it down the pitch past the last defender, right over to his teammate there. Just an exceptional one-man effort there to get that one going there. And he's looking for some more here. Oh my goodness. Cook him up, DMAT.
That is gross. Takes a single touch. Defender up for it. He just gets back to the ground so quickly using that. I don't know what that's called. Like stall? Would that be a stall? I'm not really sure what that is. But, he goes back to the ground in quick time and puts that one in the back of the net. And an insane goal for this Bishops team. They needed that desperately, and now they have a nice foothold in this lead. But the last time they were up 2-0 with very few time remaining, they let it slip. So hopefully that's not the case this time, Rockerman.
Yeah, no, we talked about it in that earlier on in that series with that 0-second goal. Flame brought it back to 2-2, gave up the 0-second goal, and now Flame trying to do the same thing, but reverse the course here as they're trying to get on the offense. But 1:30 left, Gallium and Flame, they're trying to get something there, but Chef is back just in time. And they've had so many close opportunities. They just got to finish it off, but the defense is just insane. And the offense on the counter, Chef puts it in. And the Flame, they tried so hard there, Gallium, but the Bishops just, the defense, turn it into offense is too strong.
Is an insane bottom left shot from Chef, and great counterattack. Probably one of the best counterattacks we've seen all day on stream. Very fluid and perfect placement. Everything you can ask for in a counterattack. But Bishops, this 3-0 lead seems like it's going to stick for now as Courses passes it to no one. I think he thought a Fuse would have been over there, but this ball is in the midfield. Bishops just wasting time now. Tricky is up with it, gets a single touch, trying to follow it up, but Fuse, a great save from him. DMAT fakes it out. Courses gets another touch, gets a 50, and now that ball is off the backboard. Can anyone reach it? Yes, Tricky does. Saves DMAT from almost getting dunked in there. Chef, he's up with one. Gonna keep this one going. Just gonna take it the length of the field, but what a save from Fuse, and what a save again from Fuse. This man is trying everything in his power to keep Flame in this game. We'll see if that comes back to bite the Bishops, but I don't think it will. 3-goal lead, less than 30 seconds remaining. Fuse sends it down. DMAT, a great touch, gets another great touch. Floofy gets bumped out of the way. DMAT just going to continue to take this one down the pitch. Maybe get a 50. He gets it back to Tricky. Tricky's sends it up high. Fuse over to Chef. Chef is just going to control this ball. Sends it over to the side. It's off the ceiling now. Floofy with a touch. This might just do it, and it has. The Bishops advance to the playoffs off of DMAT's generational performance. And you know what? I think they might just have a shot to, upset some people, surprise some people. What say you, Rocker Man?
With the way they were playing right there, I definitely think so. Just a great performance all around from the Bishops, locking it down when it counted. B-Mat, or B-Mat, throwback to B-Mat, but D-Mat here is going to be putting on a great performance, leading the Bishops there. And even though we talked a lot about D-Mat, Tricky and Chef, they did what they had to do in these games when there was an opportunity for them to shoot on net, they put shots on net. And, even at the very end there was like a triple commit with about 30 seconds remaining. Gallium and Tricky able to get back and recover just in time to keep that ball in the flame end, preventing the counterattack. I mean, I think he was also an underrated hero of that one. But the Bishops, they do it in game 5. I didn't have to switch up my prediction after all, Gallium. We can stick with the Bishops in 5. They take it home, and yeah, going to move on to face the Griffins in the first round, which will be a very spicy matchup.
That is a matchup, probably two of the most different teams playstyle wise. So that should be a fun one for sure. But let's keep this postseason rolling. Going on to our next matchup here, and I think we've had an amazing first day of the postseason so far. 2 game 5s, and I expect more bangers coming up in the future. Thank you again, Rockerman, for not only casting with me but streaming the game as well. We always appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's always fun to be back. I always love the postseason action, Gallium. Someone's got to do it, but we love to see it, and it's going to be another exciting one. One quick shout out before we do head off to the break, though. Got to give a big shout out to JP coming back for 33 months, Gallium. We always love our boy JP over there at the Atrium Org.
Yeah, shout out JP. But that's going to do it for us for this game. Stay tuned. You got a couple more bangers coming your way. You don't want to miss it. Peace out, guys.
Do you remember the taxi, the backseat? You kissed me, and you kept playing Britney on repeat. It killed me. We watched The Shining 12 times. You liked when I held you tight. So why'd you let me go? It's all water under the bridge. Won't blame you for what you did. Chose you and you chose him. Water under the bridge, but I'm drowning in it. Water under the bridge, but I'm drowning in it. Have you shown him the tattoo that I drew for you? With a pen in the bathroom at 18, we went to a sketchy tattoo parlor. We hid it from your mother. Does she still ask about me? It's so hard to run to the bridge. Friends say it's time to forgive. Chose you and you chose him. Water under the bridge, but I'm drowning in it. Water under the bridge, but I'm drowning in it. Water under the bridge, but I'm drowning in it. Sometimes I think I'm fine, but some tears just don't dry. So now when I cry, sometimes I think I'm fine, but some tears just don't dry. So now when I cry, yeah. So water under the bridge, you know that I can't swim. I chose you and you chose him. Water under the bridge, but I'm drowning in water under the bridge. Won't blame you for what you did. Chose you and you chose him. Water under the bridge, but I'm drowning in it. Water under the bridge, but I'm drowning in it.
Sometimes I can't help but feel like I don't belong here. Out of place, out of mind, like all the time. There's nothing else that feels like it's meant for me. But I've got a sweet escape. Under bright light, illuminate my face. Under bright light, it's shining down on us. Under bright light, illuminate your face. Under bright light, that's when I come alive. always reflection in your eyes. There's nothing that compares to this energy. I've got a sweet escape. Under bright lights, illuminate my face. Under bright lights, they're shining down on us. Under bright lights, illuminate your face. Under bright lights, that's when I come
He puts it in! 0 seconds remaining! Maybe teams are gonna be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness! What is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. Backward, can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this serious? No, hold on. Surely this can't. Oh my lord.
Still with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, Palpatine on the goal line. He did not win.
Nearly over.
Sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League play-ins. We have our last matchup of the night and it is a banger. We're going to the best league, some might say, I might say, and it is the rival league. We've got Galaxy versus Lightspeed and Ventus, man. Joining me in the booth, welcome back. First off, second off, man, I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to get back to some play-in rival league action.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think this could be a good matchup. I'm a little bit hesitant to say that, though. I think that I might give the edge to Lightspeed. I think Lightspeed is just a really solid team, and Galaxy is more of like the play for upset. I think they definitely can do it. I think if DJD is enabling enough, if Trotz is playing good, if Dalen is able to kind of round out that roster, they're definitely able to upset. But I think it's more of, we're talking about upsets here for Galaxy rather than necessarily it's such a close match. We don't really know who's going to win.
Yeah, and you say that, but if you look at the standings, they're both 10 and 8, but Galaxy swept Lightspeed. Now, was there maybe a missing player? Maybe there were some other extenuating circumstances. I don't know. But what I can tell you is there's a 3-0 in the Galaxy Lightspeed department in favor of Galaxy. And, that's something that they can hang their hats on. I know DJD has been very, I wouldn't even say proud. Like, he has been very solid this season. Very quietly solid, in my opinion. He talks a lot, maybe with some other GMs, foam. But he's been really solid and snuck up to the 7 seed, in my opinion. I don't know how they got there, but they're the 7 seed now, and they are 1 win away from making playoffs and avoiding, first off, going to another game, but more importantly, avoiding that 1 seed Gravelord sitting at 18-0, waiting for the 8 seed, whoever it is, to come out of this play-in tournament and probably ruin their day.
Yeah, obviously, nobody wants to kind of go against the Gravelords. They were undefeated in the regular season, so they're all planning to face you next week, Flip. So, maybe this is a good chance for you to get a little bit of insight on both of these teams and kind of see what their strengths and weaknesses are. Maybe you never know, it could be a little bit of a scouting match for you as well as just casting.
Yeah, absolutely. I will be taking notes all the time here, but first, we got to make sure, I got to see who wins. And right now, you think you've got Lightspeed. You might say Lightspeed in the sweep. I don't know. I'm going to take Galaxy because I want to play that man I trust. Because earlier in the season, I swept his team, and he said I'll be back for playoffs. and he has a chance right now to make that happen. I want to see it. DJD, though, being the menace that he is, Zero having to get that save off his own crossbar. Dalen now looking for the pass across to Trotz. Trotz shot not going to be good enough to get past Zero once again on that goal line. DJD now towards the backboard. What a touch there. That ball's bouncing mid. A little awkward for Dalen. He's not going to go for it. And more pressure here for Galaxy as Trotz, once again, just getting the beat, but that not going to be followed up. Failed his wave dash to Parker now, looking for the counter attack. Maybe a pass over to Zero, but Trotz going to get that clear, getting demoed in the process. A couple opportunities there for Galaxy. Lightspeed now on the counter attack here, trying to find if they can, make that opportunity stick, but a couple scary opportunities there, I felt like, for Galaxy. Maybe Lightspeed needs to settle in a little bit.
Yeah, Galaxy definitely came out really hot and fast.
Oh,
and this might be a goal as well. A dunk from Trotz. That one's going to find the back of the net. Parker trying to just take a little bit of time off of a great 50 from DJD. Maybe not the best communication that Trotz was already on that ball, but a dunk nonetheless allows Galaxy to keep their hot start, as they were pretty much in the Lightspeed half for all but about 15 seconds there, and really kind of putting them on the back foot, something where I'm kind of surprised that Galaxy was able to do so easily. And Lightspeed, kind of that team where I'm kind of obviously looking at Landon to be that main perpetrator of offense and defense of transitions. Xeroxa is obviously going to be in there as part of that, like, offense minded, and he's going to be there to follow up most of the stuff, and it's really going to be up to Parker if he can put himself into this offense and defense. And so far it seems like a little bit of a disconnect between those two, and it's kind of allowed Galaxy to have a bunch of pressure early on.
Can that hold true? Lightspeed's had a couple minutes, it feels like, of possession, although it was really only a couple seconds, it felt like, as now once again Galaxy right back on this offensive train here. Dalen, though, last man back, who has been a little quiet so far to start this game. A big demo there as that ball pops out to Trotz, who's trying to make a play happen. Parker getting faked. Oh, Trotz with the flip reset, hit off a Dalen as well into the own goal. Maybe not on purpose, maybe a little bit of a mishap, but either way, it's a 2-0 lead here for Galaxy.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, Lightspeed, you can't really do much about that. The pre-jump comes through, not really intentionally finding his teammate, but Dalen was there, gets a little bit of an extra touch, making it just that much more awkward, but we might see a shot opportunity from Landon, and Strotz has to continue to float to be able to save that one. And I mean, overall, Galaxy have just kind of punched Lightspeed in the mouth, you'd say. They kind of got them on the back foot really early. We're going to see if Lightspeed is going to be able to kind of combat that, if they're going to be able to find their rhythm, because this is a great way to get up early, and then all you have to do is just win one or two more games in order to get the win. And so if Lightspeed aren't able to kind of focus in and kind of get the goal, as this might have been a shot from Xeroxa, but Galaxy really holding on, not only holding on actually, but kind of being on the forefront. This is the first time we've seen Lightspeed really get much of momentum on the side of offense.
Yeah, and Dalen trying to get a counterattack immediately afterwards. Still, it was a great save there from Trotz, basically just blocking any shot attempt, but Zero is going to get a nasty shot right there. Don't know how he got it around DJD, and I don't think DJD knew how he got it around him either. DJD thought he had it saved, but just over the top, barely enough, and a huge goal there from Zero. A huge counterattack, it feels like. Kind of been their MO, because Galaxy's just had so much pressure. Seeing them actually put that counterattack goal away, maybe Galaxy's backs off a little bit, maybe not, I don't know. But these guys so far, it's been chance after chance here for Galaxy, finally putting that one away for Lightspeed, cutting that lead in half here. Ventus maybe looking for another opportunity right here, gonna get shut down there by Dalen. So far, Lightspeed seems to have found a little bit more momentum here, maybe a little bit of an identity. Let's see if they can keep that going here. This last minute of play is Trotz now looking for a clear, who, in my opinion, stepped up big time. Sometimes didn't show up to the pitch, but whenever he's on this pitch, Ventus, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's definitely been the bread and butter for this Galaxy. He really allows DJD to be an enabler. We talk about how DJD goes for a lot of these bumps and demos, and I don't even know what just happened there. Is a little bit of a mishap for the Lightspeed roster. Some miscommunication, some low boosts, some not follow-ups. Very interesting play. Galaxy going to take full advantage of it. But Trotz on the pitch just elevates DJD's gameplay a lot more because there's a lot of follow-ups on his demos, on his bumps, on his passes, and it makes him a better player, which, you know, makes it seem like I'm dissing on DJD, which I'm not trying to do whatsoever, but it makes him that much better where all of his stuff is so much more threatening. You have to pay a lot more attention to him on his rotations and watch DJD a lot more because he is a much more dangerous threat with Trots on the pitch.
Yeah, and, you know, Trotz obviously has a hat trick already. Dalen, who's been really solid so far, as kind of either that third man or second man role, whichever one he needs to play. He plays that role well. DJD now trying to get that ball cleared. This countdown, it's already down to 5 seconds. This game all but over at this point. Lightspeed, maybe a little shell-shocked at the pace Galaxy is playing, because I'm not going to say they were just getting outpaced. But it looked like one team was a lot faster than the other one, especially in that midfield. We saw a couple opportunities for counterattacks where I just think Galaxy either played good defense or the shot just wasn't good enough coming out from Lightspeed. But man, Trotz, absolutely stellar game here. 3 goals, 3 saves. I mean, what more can you say? That is just a great performance out of him, and I'm ready to play him in the second round. So if he keeps his performance up, Ventus, it might happen.
You know, it's maybe a little too early to call that one, as, you know, game 1 just got done. It looks like, you know, we talk about how Galaxy has a lot of offense run through Trots and DJ, but Dalen played very, very solid, especially in the midfield. You talked about being a lot faster, and that was because Dalen was allowed to cut for the ball a lot of the times. He might have been low boost, but he was still able to just pop the ball back to the Lightspeed backboard or put them in an awkward spot, keep the ball in their half, and force them to continuously play the ball instead of being able to get pads, get some boost and stuff. So he was a kind of an unsung hero for this Galaxy roster, and we see demos coming out galore already, and maybe a shot opportunity from Landon, but he just puts it to backboard instead of being able to find the back of the net. And I'm really looking for Landon to step up. He had that great pass to Xerox in game number 1, but I feel like he's kind of been shut down a little bit. He's been insta-challenged a lot by Trots, Dalen, and DJ, just not wanting to let the ball fall into his hands, kind of getting boost-starved as well. So maybe not just Landon, but maybe the other two need to step up as well, allowing Landon to have some more space on the ball, because this Galaxy roster is just kind of suffocating them right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of insta-chows, forcing a lot, which is, you know, I want to say it just feels kind of rare. I feel like in Rival League, you either get it. I feel like a lot of teams just let the other team cook and see what happens, but this Galaxy team, they've put on a lot of pressure just by forcing in the midfield here, as Dalen's going to pop that one high off backward, a little awkward. Parker able to get that touch over DJD, but Trotz is going to have plenty of time to collect this one as he pops that one up over 1. Parker now going to get beat as well. It's just Xerox back. That's a pass down to Trotz. Trotz going to nail the crossbar, and that's the Trotz that I know and love, as that ball could have been a goal, maybe should have been a goal, but instead it is still tied 0-0. Landon, you got to look to capitalize on that opportunity. That's a missed touch as well. DJD going to have to save and get that ball cleared. Parker looking for that touch off the backboard. Trotz, not a great touch as that ball bounced straight to Zero, but Zero is off the backboard over to Landon, and Zero once again on that ball, able to try to put a shot on target. Trotz able to get that ball cleared. Parker with 1 touch, but Trotz gonna hit that towards the backboard once again. Landon now maybe picking up the pace a little bit. Seems like he's got his groove. They found that one mistake where they saw that they probably should have gotten scored on. Didn't happen. Counting their lucky stars. Now they're trying to make Galaxy pay for it. A great pass there from Parker over to Zero. That one towards the backboard. DJ is going to be there, but it's another touch from Zero. That's a great shot. Trotz with an even better save. Now DJD gonna leave that one for Xerox, but that's a perfect shot. A great save once again. But finally, gonna go in the back of the net. Galaxy with the goal line stand, but just too much pressure here from Zero.
Yeah, the constant pressure and shots coming out from Landon and Zero really did a number on that Galaxy roster. They made great saves. They put up a great fight, but eventually the ball keep leaking back out into the midfield. The clears not really coming through. The follow-ups not being there either, as we saw Dalen and Trotz double committing for the save, and the ball kind of popped back up right into the midfield for the follow-up from Zero. And, I mean, that's kind of what happens. You have to trust your teammates to get this save. And even when that didn't happen, this might be a potential goal opportunity, but gonna be not really that threatening. But I mean, Lightspeed just kind of finding their groove. You talked about it. They kind of be speeding up. Landon's definitely playing a lot faster, getting a lot more beats in the midfield as well, kind of breaking down that Galaxy midfield presence that they had in game number 1. We'll have to see if they're able to keep this speed, or if there's going to be some cracks, if there's going to be some overcommits in their rotation because of it.
Yeah, and I do see there's a couple times where it feels like it's a 2-on-1 almost, as Dalen tried to put a shot on there, Landon able to make that save. That ball back out mid, Schwartz with the fake, trying to go over. If he just shot it though, it would have been a goal. Instead, Landon's going to be able to get back, stop DJD from getting a shot. Now Dalen, last man, able to go in the corner though, knowing that his team is going to be back for him in time. Trotz now, trying to get one more. If he can, that's a nice pop out to DJD. DJD off the backboard, and 0. Gonna have that save. Gonna look for the shot as well. The shot coming out from Landon goes high towards the backboard. Trotz with no boost. Landon shot. Gonna go high. DJD gonna have to be there for the save, and he is able to get that cleared. No boost, but it gets a nice demo. As iTrotz is able to get a nasty beat. Dalen, you just gotta put it away, young man. And it goes wide. Parker now. No boost to work with, really, but still able to get one touch. Landon towards the corner. That ball bouncing up high. DJD's going to be there. Trotz trying to get the bump. It's a long clear. Dalen racing back. Is that one on target? It is a 2-0 lead here for Lightspeed when it looked like Galaxy were once again on the doorstep. 0 puts another one away. A 2-0 lead, and with 54 seconds left, a 2-goal lead is devastating.
Yeah, and I mean, that's an all-or-nothing play right there. Dalen had so much faith that Trotz was going to be able to get the bump on 0 that he played for it. I gotta respect that you have the faith in your teammates to be able to get the play, but 0 just able to get around it, able to get the clear, and put that one even on target. And that's all Lightspeed really has to do now. They just have to hold on, kind of wait the game out. And it seems like completely different Lightspeed than game number 1. They have a lot more pressure. They're a lot faster this ball, and I think the main proponent of that is Landon. I feel like he's just been able to rip apart the midfield of Galaxy and get extra beats that they weren't really having to worry about in game number 1. As Parker has a shot on target, that is definitely the dagger, as 0 putting that one up into the midfield off the backboard. DJD not able to get the read, and Parker, beautiful just follow-up shot. Not really needing to do anything. Trust just fish out of water there, sitting in the middle of the net. And Lightspeed, they look new. They look new and improved. They found the thing that they were missing, and they're actually going to find another goal off the kickoff. Landon is going to get the dunk. But this Lightspeed roster, you know, I was a little bit worried with how well Galaxy were able to hold them off in game number 1, but it seems like the floodgates have finally come out.
Yeah, and you know, this game could be very different if a couple bounces go, or a couple shots really go in favor of Galaxy. If they were able to shoot, you know, those open nets just a little bit better, actually put them on target. This game could be a little different, but instead it is a 4-0 lead. Shout out to Lightspeed for capitalizing on the mistakes of Galaxy so well. A 4-0 W here. And 0 Xerox. I don't know how. I think it's Xerox. I'm not sure. I say 0. Ventus. I don't know.
It's Xerox. Or he was Xeroxa last season.
It was Xeroxa. That's what tripped me out. Okay, we'll go Xerox. He had a great game here. That's why I'm trying to bring him up, because I mean, 2 goals, 1 assist, 2 saves. Landon, you know, usually is that guy you want to look to. Xerox, I mean, like throughout the beginning part of the season, it was kind of his show. It felt like Landon was the name, but Xerox was the stat patter. He was the one that was doing it. It felt like so. If Xerox can continue that kind of performance where he kind of is that first man, or, you know, second man putting that shot actually on target, it looks like they can be very successful. Parker, once again, playing that easy, safe role. It feels like either being a shooter or being that third man. And if these 3 have a nice unit going, whenever their rotations are working, they work well. Xerox going to pop that one up to Landon. Landon going for the flip reset double. Going to get it, but not going to be on target. Parker going to try to continue that pressure here as a nice flick out. Trotz now, who probably wants a couple shots back from last game. DJD going to get a touch there. Dalen, last man back, going to just be Landon there to the ball. Gets the boost steal as well. Landon with a little bit of time. Trotz now is trying to get a challenge early. Landon wins that 50. DJD faking for his teammate. A little awkward here, though, in the corner. Xerox now looking for the beat on 1. DJD's going to be there, just playing it back to his corner. Trotz a little awkward, playing it as well. Just trying to get that ball out of this corner where it seems like Lightspeed are just kind of loving it there, but now it's a counter attack. Trotz going for the double touch. A great first touch there, but Landon had that one covered. DJD now towards the backboard. Parker a little awkward. DJD's able to get a touch on the clear as well, and a minute in. Lightspeed looking a little Galaxy looking a little dangerous here. Lightspeed all out of sorts. As there was a nice pass across from Trots, but a good dunk there from Landon. Maybe a counterattack opportunity. Parker now looking for the pass down mid. Xerox going to be up, hitting that one off the backboard. Landon's going to be there. No, it's going to be Trots clearing that ball away. Landon now there for the follow. And that's what I'm seeing a lot more of. I feel like they're Lightspeed's ready for these Galaxy touches a little bit more. Sitting a little farther back, not overcommitting as much, and they're ready for these clears. Parker trying to make a play happen. And that one's off the backboard. Landon's going to be up. Landon's going to put that one away every time. A great pass there from Parker, and Landon with a beautiful shot.
Yeah, and it seems like Galaxy just giving a little bit too much space to the Lightspeed roster. They had great midfield presence, but when they started to get beat out by Lightspeed, they completely threw that away and just decided to give up a lot of space. And Lightspeed just taking full advantage of that. The flick from Parker is absolutely beautiful. It works as a great pass to Landon. Landon was there for the follow-up, and I mean, they were able to put one home, but this might be a dangerous play as Landon has to make a diving save from a shot from Trot. But it's really come down to who can shoot better. I know Landon had a little bit of a missed shot there in game number 2, and Trotz had a couple misses. So, maybe some shooting will improve as we get further into the series, and that's what Trotz is honestly probably hoping for. He can find the back of the net a little bit more, as he's had a couple great chances that he just hasn't been able to capitalize on. But this might be an open net as Xerox able to get the beat on Dalen. Dalen overcommitting as that third man, not letting DJD rotate back far enough, as a great wave dash pop is going to catch him off guard. And that ball is going to find the back of the net. Lightspeed are able to take a 2-0 lead now. And it seems like Galaxy is all out of sorts. They don't know whether to send their third man. They don't know whether to give space. They don't know whether to hold midfield pressure. The strategy in the first game that worked out for them is no longer seeming to work. And it seems like they are a little bit confused about what to do.
Yeah, Dalen, who's been going as third a lot, I feel like it was working. A lot of his challenges were good. Got a little caught out there. Thought Xerox had no boost, and he did. But the wave dash pop was just too much. As now Dalen's looking for the pass over to DJD, and it's a great one. And that's what I haven't seen a lot of. These passes. I saw one from Trotz to Dalen earlier. The shot was just off target. This time it's Dalen to DJD, getting that one on target through the defense. And Lightspeed a little caught off guard, maybe. Galaxy, whenever they are clicking, it does seem to work, and whenever their offense is going, it goes. But Lightspeed, they had that shut down for a long time. Now, finally, a goal to go with it. It's been about a game and a half since they had scored a goal. Landon with a great pre-jump there. Dalen's going to try to get a touch around it, but Landon also got a dunk on him. This is a great opportunity here for Lightspeed. Landon also got a demo in the back end as well, but Xerox a little too far up. DJD with no boost. DJD looking for the demo as well. Dalen now with a lot of boost and a lot of time. Pops someone off the sidewall. Nobody's going to be up here for Lightspeed. Dalen's going to look for one more touch, but that's sent all the way the other way. Trotz has to make the save towards his own corner. Trying to get the follow. Able to get a 50 on the Parker. That ball bounces way up high. DJD, not a lot of boost to work with, just sends it down to Landon. And this is where I think Galaxy are starting to give the ball away a little too much. Lightspeed, I feel like they're sitting back a lot more whenever they realize Galaxy just doesn't have an opportunity to pass it. Galaxy feels like they're giving the ball away to Lightspeed, and Lightspeed, they're taking full advantage of that.
Yeah, they have definitely done well to just sit in the midfield and let them throw the ball away. As we see a lot of these solo plays coming out from Galaxy to get the ball out of their half, but it ends up there not being a follow-up or the pass or a touch. The last touch from the Galaxy player just seems to find its way right to the Lightspeed player in waiting, and we haven't seen much follow-up to kind of break through their midfield line. And it's really kind of hurt Galaxy. It's stunted their offense. And this might be an opportunity off of that mistouch from Landon. Trotz in the corner looking for the Doomsy dish, but it's a great save by Xerox. Parker able to get the clear out. This might be a dangerous counterattack as a 50 coming out into the midfield. But once again, now these teams are just playing all or nothing. They are going and just hoping their last man is able to make a save in time. And we'll see who will come out on top of this bloodbath.
Yeah, a great challenge there from Dalen. Maybe able to get another one, but no, DJD's going to go for it. Landon gets the beat. Trotz now looking for the clear down to DJD, but Xerox going to get the stop on that one. That ball is going to be bouncing perfectly for Xerox, but Parker wasn't there for the 50. This time, Trotz is going to try to send that one down to DJD, who's going to be met by Landon in the midfield, who has been a dominant presence in this midfield. He is not letting Galaxy get out of their own half. Parker going to continue to pile the shots on. Dalen gonna be there, able to get a beautiful touch there. Trots trying to meet Landon there, at least get a 50. That ball is bouncing straight down. Xerox has the read, but DJD has the dunk, tying this game up with 13 seconds left.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful play by Trotz. A great 50. It was also a good beat in the midfield. I believe that was Dalen who got the skim, kind of forcing and getting the beat on that second man. And Landon was lashed back, having to get the corner boost. There was a lot of space there. DJD with a beautiful dunk, able to tie it up with 10 seconds remaining. And if I didn't know any better, this might end in regulation. Is Dalen able to find the shot around Landon, I believe that was. And, I mean, just a perfectly placed shot, bottom corner. And Galaxy went from down 2-1 to up 3-2 in just 6 seconds. Galaxy are, I mean, they are hoping to steal this game away and put them on match point.
The D stands for dunk, and Galaxy a 2-1 lead here in this play-in upper round game. A huge win here for Galaxy and Lightspeed. This has got to be just a devastating loss. This kind of loss hurts more than anything. Like, knowing you were up, letting a goal go in just to tie it up. Okay, that happens. 13 seconds left. All right, let's go to overtime. Nope. No overtime for you. We are going to the next game as Dalen puts the dagger in the back of the net. A huge one there for Galaxy. Not to mention, in my opinion, I think Lightspeed had a lot of possession, had a lot of pressure. They got outshot somehow. Like Ventus, it felt like whenever Galaxy just kind of started sending players. I'm a rival player. I thought I joined the lobby for a second. Like that's.
Another one.
Yeah. I hope I'm messing it up. Anyway, well, Galaxy just started sending players. Like they had nothing to lose, and well, they didn't lose because they won that one. A huge victory. Sending the kitchen sink kind of seems to be the MO here for this Galaxy team as Dalen just has to put that one on target. Oh, just a little too hard on the pass. Xerox gonna have to get that clear, but I mean. Like, whenever everything is just going a million miles a second, Galaxy seems at home. Like, that's where they want to be, and that's where they're comfortable, I guess, Ventus. And now looking at Lightspeed, down 2-1. What do you think as, we're heading into this game 30 seconds in, and already it feels like Galaxy got more pressure than they had almost all the last game until those last 10 seconds?
Yeah, it feels like Lightspeed now feeling the pressure. They're put on the back foot once again. They are one loss away from match, set, game over. And you can definitely feel they're feeling a little bit panicky. I feel like they're not playing as possession-based. We see Landon kind of throwing the ball away there. And it just seems like they're not as quick to the follow-ups. They're a little bit discombobulated, a little bit slower. Galaxy has a good shot to kind of take advantage on this team, and that's a great challenge in the midfield by Dalen, who seemingly found his midfield presence from game number 1 again. And, I mean, overall, it's just who wants it more? Both these teams are playing pretty well. I think that Galaxy kind of caught Lightspeed off guard at the end of game number 3. But, I mean, it's really anybody's game. They're both playing very well. When they're on offense, they're making a lot of good touches, some great shot opportunities as Xeroxa almost got the touch there. And this might be a pass to Parker off the off the ceiling from the save from Dalen. And, I mean, it's really anybody's game. It just comes down to who plays better game to game.
Oh, my gosh. Trotz went for the air dribble, forgot the ball. And now Lightspeed, once again, try to continue their attack. And I saw a lot of great touches in the midfield from both Dalen and Landon. It feels like those two are kind of battling out in the midfield. And shout out to Dalen for, honestly holding his own in that area. He's getting a lot of great little touches in the midfield, getting that ball clear. As DJG now looking to get it past Xerox. As he does, Parker in the air. Just pop that one, going for an air dribble. No reset, though. Ran out of boost, just going for the plan B, maybe. Trotz able to get the 50 as Landon hits that one towards the corner. Not great 50 there from DJD, but Trotz able to get back. No boost except for DJD, but Parker doesn't get the touch. Landon gonna hit that one off the sidewall. Going for the double, and he has it. DJD has the save, though. Parker continuing the pressure. That ball off the backboard. Parker looking for one more touch. Dalen with a nice dunk there, and Landon's touch goes past his own teammate, and Landon with no boost. Dalen misses the mid boost, though. Dalen can only get the 50, and it's a beautiful one, but the demo on iTrot saves a potential goal there. iTrust spawns in that back corner, wants the ball, and Xerox wants it too. A huge dunk there, almost goes straight in. Dalen now looking for the clear. Landon in the midfield, pops that ball way up high. DJD now looking for a little bit of control. No, he passes it over to Dalen. Dalen with the fake, a huge fake is Parker. He misses. iTrust wasn't expecting it though, so a 50 comes out, and Xerox is now on the counter. That ball going to be bouncing off the back wall. A little awkward. Parker could have the shot, not good enough as iTrust saves that one away. Looking for the follow here. Landon towards the back wall. One touch, but it's going to be DJD following up. As Trotz now grabs the 100 boost. Tries to get it past one. Parker's touch a little awkward. Xerox just has to pop that ball up high. Dalen's going to be there. No, Xerox gets the beat on one. Landed towards the sidewall. Gets the double. Maybe didn't want it though as DJD's able to get the long clear. That's not a great touch there from Parker. But Landon cuts it off immediately. Landon gets the beat on the last. That ball's just in. Landon does it himself.
Yeah, that's a beautiful play from Landon. A great cut, getting the beat on iTrobs. Dalen instant challenge, third man, kind of stuck in that. I mean, he kind of has to go in that position, full boosting, and Landon just a great play to recognize, getting the beat. And I mean, even if it wasn't necessarily his plan to put it on target, this might be a shot though on target. Landon kind of just playing the beat on the last man, gonna get the bar down, but his teammate was there for the follow up anyways after being the last man out. And, I mean, Lightspeed taking a lead late in game number 4, trying to force that game 5 alert, and that's the player to do it. And I wanted Landon to kind of be that player to step up throughout this series, and he has definitely done so in this game.
Yeah, Dalen, a little panic in the net here, as Galaxy have had 2 shots all game, and they just came after the goal was scored. Like, it's been a very dominant performance here for Lightspeed. A lot of pressure here as DJD getting 50 by Parker there in the midfield, and now Landon's looking for the shot. But Parker grabbed the boost as well, so all DJD can do is get a touch. As now Dalen looking for the clear, but Xerox is already there. 30 seconds remaining. They need more than a miracle this time. DJD with a 50. Maybe an overcommit here by Parker. iTrust going to try to take that ball, but Landon with the cut. Dalen now, maybe a little bit of time. Goes for the 180 flick, doesn't get it. But that's not a great touch there from Parker, but a huge bump onto DJD. Now Parker, he gets bumped off the ball. Dalen towards the sidewall. 12 seconds remaining. Dalen trying to make one last play happen. Parker trying to get a 50 in the midfield, and he does. iTrust is in the air. iTrust has Dalen on the side. He finds him, but that ball is headed straight for the floor. It's still up. That ball off the backboard is Landon. Trying to get the clear. Parker looking for the 50. That ball finally hits the ground. It's Lightspeed wins this one 1-0. A little closer and a lot less scoring in this one than what we've seen throughout the series. But it felt like a very dominant Lightspeed win here. And I mean, the shots show that it is 8 shots to 2. And Galaxy just felt like they couldn't get out of their own half. And it felt like Landon was the brick wall in the midfield that just would not let them through.
Yeah, I mean, Lightspeed had a lot of the pressure, but we saw them almost crumble once again like they did in game number 3. They almost conceded, and it could have been absolute devastation for Galaxy to tie it up in game number 4 and force another OT, but Lightspeed did hold on in time. A good bump, like we talked about for Landon, got the bump on DJD, and I mean, that's all that mattered for that game is they were able to take it away and force a game 5. And I mean, I thought this was going to be not a super close series. I thought Lightspeed was probably going to win in 4. But for it to come down, Galaxy has played very well. They've been forcing a lot of opportunities out of Lightspeed and really just taking advantage in the midfield. And they have earned this game 5. You know, you'd hope that Galaxy was able to take it in game 4, but everybody wants game 5, let's be real. I mean, the only thing better could be overtime.
Yeah, I mean, game 5 overtime, it's absolute cinema incoming no matter what. So that's what we are here to see. I mean, it's just going to be a spectacle to watch. So Landon, make sure you put on a good show for us as iTrust gets one touch. Galen's going to take that one from him. Galen with a nice dribble around one. Parker last man back, and Landon able to get back for him as well. That ball bouncing a little awkward here. Landon just trying to get a touch over one. Trotz is going to be there trying to get a 50 on another, but Xerox with a good touch. Dalen with a nice pop over one. Gets the 50 on the other. Only one there is going to be Landon, though. Putting that one back towards the Galaxy corner. DJ's touch a little awkward. Able to get a follow, though. Xerox patiently waiting for that. As Dalen's going to hit a long shot. That ball going to get saved away by Landon. A 50 there from Trotz. Going to send the ball all the way to the other corner. DJD now With one touch towards the sidewall, maybe looking for a double. Bails on it. Gets the fake on Landon. Going for the air dribble. Cringe! Not going to get it. Xerox had to save into the double for the clear. I Trust now trying to take that ball up the wall. Doesn't have the boost. A great 50 there from Xerox. DJG has to get a touch, and he does. Last man back and saved Galaxy there. Keeping this score line at 0-0 so far. Lightspeed. They had, looks like the best opportunity, but that air dribble bump could have been a great one for Galaxy as well. Both these teams, they don't want to give it up here in Game 5.
Sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought there. Yeah, I mean, so far, both these teams kind of just fighting back and forth, especially in the midfield. I mean, Lightspeed had a lot of opportunities on the net, and they just couldn't convert. Some great defense, but this might be a dangerous play. It's another great touch there coming out from shots. It seems like as soon as we think one team is going to score, that last man back just gets back perfectly in time to make a show-stopping save. And you can only really do those for so often as another shot, not on target, comes out from Landon. But both these teams playing very well. I don't really know who has more of an advantage so far. I feel like they both are kind of letting a lot of presence go in the midfield and kind of just waiting and playing back in the net, allowing for them to get the clears and kind of just forcing closer to the net just to make challenges. And it's worked out for both teams so far, but that's only a matter of time, especially when demos come into play like that. Is this ball in the midfield? Trotz is there. Oh, the ball! An absolute devastation as Trotz gives a great pass to DJD. But man, you want that one back with being able to take an early, well, not early, but a lead in game number 5.
A goal that would have been a huge one here in Game 5. Instead, it is the whiff that was heard around the world as Dalen is going to have to air dribble this one out of his own half. Not able to get the touch, so DJD on the backboard's not able to get the touch either. Trotz twerking in net, trying to get something done. Landon with the shot, that one's going to be off the crossbar. DJD with the flick on one. Parker's going to be there. 50 by DJD once again. DJD able to get another touch as well, saving this Galaxy team from themselves, it feels like. Landon not able to get the flip. Going to leave that one for Xerox. DJD, last man back once again. Gets a touch around one. Gets bumped. Going to get the 50 as well. DJD is just everywhere right now. I Trust trying to get the touch, barely does so, fakes out his own teammate though, and that's an open net. That net's wide open. Xerox just couldn't get around it, and that one also a miss on the Lightspeed side this time. So both these teams may be a little nervous. Don't want to give up this one goal. Xerox able to put that one away though, and it felt like Galaxy's rotations were just a little too off here, and I started seeing a lot of gaps, and finally Lightspeed's able to capitalize.
DJD leaving that back post to try to go get some boosts as he had been starved for about a minute there. And, I mean, just not the best clear coming out from Trotz. It's a little bit hard. The follow from Dalen wasn't able to come through, and that's been a problem for this Galaxy roster. It's allowed Lightspeed to hold and start to gain a grip on that midfield, and Landon is just doing Landon things, getting beats into this Galaxy half, really forcing them into tough spots. That's a dunk. That one almost on target, but with just a minute left, all Lightspeed has to do is hold on, but it seems like they want to add another one to it. They want to put the dagger, but it might turn bad as DJD's able to find the miss rotation from Xerox as Parker had a team bump on Landon off the pass, off the sidewall, and it seems like, you know, the nerves are really getting to both of these teams here in game number 5.
Oh my goodness. What a play there. And DJD way to find the back of the net. Landed, looking for the clear. Tries to hit that one off the backboard. Is it just in? No, Parker has the read though. Off the backboard. 2 Galaxy players committed. Parker looking for the pass out to Landon. It's Xerox that's able to get the clear. Dalen, it's over your head, but he's able to get the touch towards the sidewall. A little awkward though. Landon gets bumped here. Trotz has to make the save, and he does. Trotz maybe looking for a follow. Xerox gonna hit that one off the sidewall. Trotz is gonna be there to answer it. Parker gonna try to get it, but it's gonna be Trotz finding Dalen. Parker on the back wall with a beautiful touch there. No boost to work with left, but he does find Landon in the midfield. Landon doesn't get a touch. DJG with no boost. Passes it over to Parker. Trotz a little awkward. Tries to pop that ball up high. Xerox is going to be there. Just giving Xerox time in the air is so dangerous. But with 4 seconds left, Lightspeed and Galaxy, they might just want overtime at this point. I don't know. This ball looking like it's going to fall. And we have overtime, game 5. Ventus, you called it. And let's see, is it going to be a kickoff goal? DJD going for the 50. This one's going to be bouncing down, rolling kind of awkward lane. It has no boost. I trust is going to be there. That's going to be a shot. Xerox going to have that save, though. Dalen in the midfield looking to continue the pressure. That's one touch over to Trots, but Xerox is going to have the save there. DGD with 100 boost. And we get that long clear, but Parker had that one pre-jump. That ball bouncing towards the midfield, really awkward. Parker leaves it for Landon. Landon with the shot. Parker with the bump. It's off target. Trots is able to make the save. And now this ball back towards the midfield. Xerox looking for Landon. The pre-jump. TJT. No, it's Dalen with the save. Parker in the air. No boost to work with, so not a powerful shot. Trots in the air, able to get one touch, not able to get the 50 on the other. JGD last man back, has to respect Xerox's touch. Doesn't happen though. That ball bouncing straight down. Trots doesn't jump, but Dalen's there for the save. Galaxy counting their lucky stars. Xerox gonna put it away! Top left bins. Finally, Lightspeed strike. And Galaxy, they held on for dear life, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, and it just seemed like it was only a matter of time. Lightspeed laying on all the pressure in overtime. It seems like they just had everything going for them. Got a bunch of dunks in the midfield. Got a bunch of shots on target. And man, that was such a close way to end the series. You know, I did not expect this to go to 5. I am so glad it did. Not only game 5, but game 5 overtime. What an absolute treat to end off the first night of play-ins.
Man, I cannot wait to see the next match of play-ins. The next bunch, honestly, because tonight has been game 5s after game 5s, it feels like. And finally, we climaxed it off with a game 5 overtime. Bonanza. I couldn't even tell you what that was. That was a show, to say the least. Galaxy are going down to face the winner of Thunderbirds and I forget Distortion. That's the last team. And Ventus, you said you weren't gonna you don't have Galaxy favored in any. Doesn't matter who they're playing. Anybody in this postseason, you probably are picking the other team over Galaxy. After this performance, where Galaxy took Lightspeed to the brink, did that change your mind a little bit? And how do you feel about Lightspeed after that close series?
Look, Galaxy played great. They had a lot of, holes though. I think they made a lot of mistakes, especially with their third man, and I think it was them trying to play really aggressive in the midfield, which can work, but I think you need to play it a little bit smarter. You need to have more cuts in the midfield so that you don't have to just throw yourself as hard man rotations. But I definitely think that they shocked me. I thought they played a lot better than I thought they would. And maybe it takes Lightspeed down a notch too. Obviously, Lightspeed going on to play the Pineapples, which is your team in the first round of playoffs. I think this is a great showing as to what Lightspeed can really do. And what they have issues with. It seemed like they were getting shut down a lot in the midfield for a majority of the game until Landon and Xerox kind of stepped it up. They found another notch of speed, and it really was the difference maker in the series. But I think these teams were a lot closer than I initially predicted. I still got it right. I still picked Lightspeed, and I'm 4 for 4 on the day. So maybe it was a sign that I have the script in my hands, and just wanted to get a game wrong for the fans. You don't. It doesn't seem like you buy that one though.
No, I think Galaxy is just a little underrated. And I think Trotz, whenever he's playing well, and whenever Dalen is able to be that just great annoying presence in the midfield, they can be great. They can be a great team. But Thunderbirds and Distortion, I think, are probably better. Like that, those two teams are teams that came together after both records were already a little bit iffy. And so these three players, those three players on each of those teams are all really solid. So whoever it is, whoever wins that matchup, going to be a great one. But man, I can't wait to play Lightspeed because if they found Landon or Dalen annoying, man, they're gonna find Flashy 10 times more annoying. I can't wait for it. But that's gonna wrap it up here for us. Ventus, thank you for casting with me. Shout out to the sponsor, our premium subscribers, before we head out, and also shout out to anybody that gifted any donations today, because I mean, it was a crazy night of Rocket League, crazy night in the Nemesis Gaming League. We got the postseason finally started here. So Ventus, I thank you for being here, man. It was a pleasure, and I can't wait for more action here because we got a lot of it left.
Yeah, playoffs and play-ins are just getting started. We have so many more amazing matches in store. We will see you guys back Wednesday. I believe it's at 8 o'clock this time. I believe there's a later match next or on Wednesday. We start out at 8 though, so tune back in at 8 o'clock Wednesday to have some more amazing matches, and hopefully we get to see some more game fives.
That'll be great. But with that, we will be heading out of here. So tune back in Wednesday. And with that, we're done here. Doses.